What is this foolishness?
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, so you lost. Next time you'll win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
Folks at home, how you doing tonight? Welcome to a brand new Ike Live. We got a great show for you tonight. 2 amazing guests in studio. Sitting to my right, Louis Monetti, a.k.a. Illuminati. Lou,
What's
how you
up?
doing tonight?
What's going on?
Dude, stoked to have you here.
I'm psyched to be here.
It's great to have you here actually in studio.
Yeah.
Real,
This is-
live. It's awesome. Also, we've got another guy on tonight, Bobby Lane.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be really
Hell
good.
yeah.
It's going to be a really good show. Let me intro the rest of the room real quick. We got a great crew tonight. Sitting next to Lou over there on the right, we've got the one and only. I know Brian did that on purpose, Pete, because I was getting ready to say Pete Glusick, and then the screen went black. But they can still hear us, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, just keep going.
We'll figure this out. I want to introduce Power Bay Paul. Paul, this might be the Paul show tonight if we can't get the camera working. Would you be okay with that?
Fall bite.
Oh, wait, we didn't hear it. Say that again. You had a
Run
good
it
fall.
back.
I had a good fall bite, so I got a lot to talk about.
Okay,
Got
well,
some nice ones.
this might become the Paul show. By the way, we do have a new camera that we named. Dave, what was it? Because I forgot already.
The Paul Cam.
This is Paul Cam over here on the left, Bri, so we can zoom in on Paul. Watching that camera. We got the camera back over here to my left, the one and only Dave Brodzik, a.k.a. Fathead, a.k.a. Worf, a.k.a. Stormtrooper. You got a lot of AKAs, more than anybody.
Yeah, too many.
That's awesome. Dave.
Means I have zero talent.
No, that's not true. In fact.
The talented don't have
Means
3
you have
nicknames.
a split personality, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, I'm not even waiting. Everybody's got a shot here in front of them. I'm not even waiting.
Let's do it, baby.
Even Paul has a shot. He doesn't drink.
Let's do it, baby.
Dave, special day today.
Yep.
Today happens to be your birthday.
Thank you.
So we want to say from everybody here in studio and everybody watching, we want to say happy birthday, Dave. We love you.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Cheers.
birthday,
Birthday,
Dave.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
To the old guy.
Birthday.
Pete, what did you have?
Oh, yeah, that's warp.
A spiked heritages.
Woo.
Captain Morgan and coffee?
We're just- Dave,
Really
Dave, the birthday boy was gracious enough to get me a cup of coffee on his way in today.
That's awesome.
That was very
There
cool.
you go.
Thank you.
What a sweetheart.
Yeah. I want to intro the
try.
rest of the room. We've got working the IMs tonight and other stuff. We've got the one and only Jake Haas. Jake, how you doing tonight?
Ooh, I'm doing great.
Good to see you. And then last but not least, with the turkey head on, crooked, pushing buttons, producing the show, Brian Carpenter, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Michael, thank you. Glad to be here and whatnot. Yeah, had a big day with Lou.
Yeah.
Very excited.
You got to hear. I want to hear a little more about that.
Yes,
Looked like I saw some video. Looked fun.
it was indeed.
Typical South Jersey, right? You catch
Wow.
4 or 5 fish. It's a good day.
Yeah, you pretend you're having a great time, and
Yeah.
it's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
You put it
Right.
out on social media, like everything's great.
Yeah,
we
Life's
had a good time.
Yeah.
we
The
did.
fishing was okay.
Right.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
Bass fishing in New Jersey is like every selfie the day before your divorce. You know what I mean? Like, you put on that fake face, and everyone
yeah.
thinks you're having
Yeah.
this great time when the world is collapsing on you.
Oh, man.
Dude, here's the thing. I think a lot of people don't understand how really terrible it is here, how awful it is here.
Yeah.
And I'll just give you a good example because we just got back from that trip. We went to Venice, and we were legitimately out of our mind catching, 40 to 100 fish a day. And I think at some point the guides were looking at us like we were crazy. Like, what's wrong with you guys? But, honestly, where can you have a 100 fish day in New Jersey? It's impossible. So it's tough.
Yeah.
Here. It's very
Did you
tough.
guys go bass fishing while you were down there?
We did one bass day.
How'd that go?
It went really good.
Yeah.
We
Big
went really
ones?
good.
No.
Not big ones, but you
A
know,
lot of ones.
a lot of fish in that. I would call it 1.75 pounds to 2.5. A lot
Fun.
like that.
Yeah.
Fun.
An occasional 3, an occasional 3.5, and 4s do show up. Now we didn't catch a 4 that day, but 4s do show up. You know.
Did you revisit?
We didn't revisit
the
it
area?
because it's not there anymore.
Oh no.
It's wide open.
Couple
The air-
storms
Oh
went through
yeah.
there, man.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Like it's just gone.
It's gone. You gotta think since 2003. And if somebody's watching, if you're a storm chaser and you have storm facts, we'd love to know this. Send this in to Jake.
Katrina.
How many Yeah, let's count them. How
Yeah.
many storms went
Let's
through
count 'em.
Yeah.
Louisiana?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
To make a long story short, if there were 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever there was, it's gone, Pete.
Yep.
It's
That's
open water.
crazy.
And what what they've all said collectively, every guide we fish with, is they're losing every storm that comes in. They're losing land mass. They're just losing land,
Oh,
right?
wow.
It's just
Yep.
water, saltwater intrusion coming.
Yeah.
Now you still have that flow, It's still,
Mississippi's deadly low right now, dude.
Global
Yeah,
warming.
true.
and that's what made that fishing so good. Fishing a barrel,
Yeah, yeah.
Low and clear, you're in. It's what
So you
want.
guys went red fishing and bass fishing. What else?
We did.
Yeah, we could tell the story, Pete.
We did speckled
Can
trout.
narrate it in a
no.
chronological order.
We did speckled trout. We did largemouth bass, and we did 2 redfish days.
Yes.
Now we had an offshore day planned, but it blew 10 to 20, 15 to 30 every day, so that got wiped out. But
Yeah.
the highlight of the trip, I'm just being honest, from fishing, but besides hanging out with these guys, was the redfish, and the redfish on
Dude, they were
bass tackle.
big.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Legitimate 10 to 30 pound redfish. Brian caught the biggest. Brian caught like 49 incher, like giant.
Whoa.
Round of applause, everybody.
Real
worth it.
fish of a lifetime. That was the
Yeah.
biggest for sure. But a lot of 10 to 30 pounders on bass tackle. Literally fishing riprap, dude.
Were you doing that float thing like
No,
or
that's
were
the
you
dude,
using
dude,
bass?
that was the good news.
We didn't have to.
So we actually, my guide started doing that the first morning. And dude, it was like, we caught like 1, and it was like, we were popping, and it just, there was no life. And then, so the 2 guides keep in touch, unlike tournaments, where the other guy's like, hey, jacking them up here, you got to come up river. So we went way up river, and I was shocked, because I'm like, man, redfish live down there, We went way up river in the main drag, and literally dropped the trolling motor on riprap. Dude, like you were going down fishing riprap. That's what it was like. And hitting chatterbaits, hitting swim
that's
baits,
fun.
hitting
Yeah.
bass stuff,
Yeah.
Incredible.
And we all just like boat to boat?
We weren't boat to boat because the air, like you'd get into like a scrape, and
Yeah.
it was big enough for like a couple, like 1 or 2 key casts. So
Okay.
we kind of, the 2 guide boats stayed out of each other's way, but we were hopscotching the whole time.
That's so cool.
And I'm not taking anything against the guides because the guides were freaking awesome. Shout out to those guys that took us. But I feel like if you just went and fished riprap and you know a little bit about current and the way it breaks off of rocks and stuff like that, you'll catch them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing, like I said, they were great. But, you could go there blind and fish. And they were on rock,
It was interesting. Well, we were there with the SA, and right on the river is where our event was. So I got to watch the river all day.
Yeah.
And that stretch of the river, not one time did I see a pleasure boat of any kind.
Wow.
Like, and I was trying to figure that out. Like, why weren't they out there catfishing or red fishing?
Yeah.
Right in the heart of Louisiana or heart of New Orleans.
Especially with that many fish
I was
around.
curious, is why there's got to be, all that current coming down. But maybe it's got to be more where it opens up, I guess, where the bait fish congregates.
Well, that's an experience. If you're watching or listening to this right now, you have to, before you die, that's an experience you have to have. Pete, you've been down in the swamps before, but
the swamps.
Southern Louisiana is just I can't compare it to anything else.
No.
I don't know if I can compare it to anything else I've ever fished.
I remember we had a rain event while we were in a camp, and we woke up. We had like 10 inches of rain, and I woke up and there was no land outside of the camp. Like, it was already an alligator swamp.
Yeah.
And now the alligators.
that was down by Bayou Black, wasn't it?
That was in Bayou Signet. It was
Bayou
right
Signet.
there.
Okay.
And
yeah.
the alligator, they could. I mean, you couldn't walk on ground, man. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
It's a unique place, man. That must have been quite an experience.
It's a good experience. It was
You
a good
guys eat
experience.
good?
What's that?
You eat good?
We ate really good. We ate fish almost every night, fresh fish we were catching. So we did the trout day first, which was great because we caught all these trout.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is the guide just, you don't have to worry about the filleting.
Yeah.
So the guide filleted most of them. Probably the carpenter did help a little, but, we ended up with 4 bags, Ziploc bags of fillets that big. So,
Did you cook it up yourself?
So we had with us our buddy Tom is a borderline cook.
Yeah.
So he cooked.
Borderline cook.
I mean, he's a good cook. He's not
Yeah.
a cook,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he cooks.
That's cook.
He can do it.
Yeah, he's cook.
He's a cook.
He like cook.
He liked to cook.
What'd you catch off the balcony while you were there?
Oh, we were it was great. I mean, honestly, you never had to leave the marina. So we stayed at Cypress Cove Marina, and we were catching bass right off the bulkhead. There were mullet jumping in there. We had crab pots thrown out. We were catching crabs. The one day we pulled up the crab pot, there was a largemouth in the crab pot. And then the one
That's
night
so
we
wild.
decided let's catfish, and it was the one night we had something other than fish. We had fish
Yeah.
every night except that night. We had steak. We had this real juicy, fatty, thick steak. And so we ate all the steak, but a lot of the guys would cut off the big pieces of fat. I ate my fat. I love the fucking fat. That's
Mike
the best
eats the
part.
fat.
I ate the fat.
Mike eats the fat.
But so we had
But
this
the
plate.
chewy fat or the grizzle? Because the grizzle is amazing. I'll take 2 forks of grizzle, please.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Some of the fatty fat, some of the grizzle fat.
All right.
So we
Dave
had a
eats the
big
grizzle.
plate of that laying there, and so it was at the point of night where we had all been drinking, and it was like, man, let's see if we can catch something off the balcony. It was like a challenge, and it turned into a challenge.
Tom was in bed, I was in bed. Tom was in bed. McGraw was passed out at the kitchen
Yeah.
table. So when Mike says we, it was Mike.
It was me. Yeah. I wanted to see it. And I mean, literally the second cast on steak fat, the rod just caught one. Like
Called what?
Catfish.
Catfish.
Like a 2-pounder.
That's awesome.
From the second story.
From the second story.
No way.
But that spurred a little catfish tournament. Started waking people up in the house.
Yeah.
And then it became like a little game, The funniest thing, so we stayed at a really nice called the Cypress House. VRBO, if you're over there, check it out. And the lady that rents it out, specifically in the rules, no fish in the house. There's a cleaning table downstairs. No fish, no cleaning of fish in the house. Well, of course, this is all posted on social media. Me catching this fish from the balcony, and then I'm running through the house with it, waking everybody up. But she sent a really nice note saying, even though you ran the fish through the house, you guys were great. You tidied up the house. And she gave us great reviews on VR.
That is awesome.
Funny. So shout out to Connie over there at Cypress House. That was great.
Yeah.
But a fun trip, dude.
That is awesome.
Super fun trip. Let me remind you, if you're watching tonight, if you're watching over on Facebook, we got something better than the Ike Live gift bag. And we are giving away an MTB. This is an Elite box. We'll be giving this away tonight. Like and share your feed. If you do that, Jake, you're going to pick a winner at the end here. What are you going to do?
Yep. Yeah, somebody random's going to win.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
random.
and share
random.
that feed, and we're going to select you. Also, we got a couple other pro boxes laying around. And if you've got a good question or comment tonight, send it through. If you're picked out, we'll send you one of the pro boxes as well. I want to start off here, Dave, just give a little shout out to our sponsors. And a lot of these are timely. I want to tell you that. First one, Pete, Mystery Tackle Box. It's the holidays. Dude, Black Friday just happened yesterday. Today, Small Business Saturday. Great time to purchase a Mystery Tackle Box. Wouldn't you agree?
Buy it for somebody that that fishes. They'll love it.
Yeah.
They'll absolutely love it. I mean, every month it's cool because every month they get the Christmas present.
Dude.
So it's a perfect gift.
It's such a great
Right
gift.
now.
And I got to tell you this. How many – because if you're a fisherman, Dave, this has happened to everybody. You have someone you know. Paul, probably happened to you. You have someone you know that knows you fish, and they get you a tchotchke fishing thing, a Billy the Bass, fucking socks with a fish on it. Fuck, man. Really? Like, how
I had
many
a hard
fishing
F,
socks
Michael.
have I got over
fishing,
these?
fishing tree ornament.
Yes.
Dude, 5 years after Billy the Bass was tiresome, my mom got me one. Like, I
remember that.
I found the funniest thing you're going to love. Like,
It was new to her at that
dude.
point.
Yeah.
I remember that.
How many did you get, Mike? Billy the Bass.
A lot.
I must have
A
got
lot.
10.
Like anything that's ever has a fish on it, I
Yeah.
got. Like
Yeah.
a glassware, like whatever. You know what I mean? But This is something a fisherman's really going to appreciate. So if you're watching this, you have a fisherman you love, they will appreciate that. They really will.
They will love it.
Yes. Founders Beer. I know how you're thinking right now. Well, how can this tie into the holidays? Dave, Founders, a great brewery with a lot of good beers. Here's the thing. Dude, I'm telling you, as a beer lover, beer makes a great gift. I would love to see some 6-packs under my tree, a 12-pack.
Yeah.
Go to founders.com. Founders also has an app. I got to tell you, Pete, this app is great. Check this out. I downloaded this thing. I want to show it to you. If I can find it. I got so many apps.
Oh, I got the app.
What do you
got
do with the
app.
Founders
Yeah.
app?
Gotta
Founders
have it.
has an app.
You got to have the app.
And I downloaded this thing. It's unbelievable. I can't find it right now.
I think I have it. Hold on. Hold on.
But here's the deal with the app. If you plug in your zip code in the app, they will literally list, there it goes, Founders app, find beer. Okay, Lou clicked on find beer. Lou puts in his zip code. Simple as that. Whatever it is, there you go.
Hold on. We're getting there.
Okay, searching locations.
We're getting there.
And it will list, when I put in my zip code, it listed about 10 different locations, but it puts in every location, and it actually, you click on the location, it shows you the Founders that they carry, which is unbelievable. So
It's got like 15
There
it's
you
got
have
a
it.
million places.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
wine outlet, wine emporium, beer emporium, there you go.
And it'll tell you, I think, all the flavors they have, too.
Yes,
Or Not
yes.
flavors, but brews.
Yes. By the way, the all-new, all-day haze we're drinking tonight, hazy. It's amazing.
Me and Lou been through a 15-pack already.
Already. Okay, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Can neither confirm or deny.
Yes.
deny it.
Also, want to remind everybody over on Tackle Warehouse, they're having some crazy, crazy Black Friday specials. Even though it's past Black Friday, they're continuing, I think, for the next few days to go over there. And last but not least, Ike Foundation, have a little note here that Giving Tuesday is this Tuesday, November 29th. Did you know that, Pete? I didn't even know that.
No, I did not.
It's Giving Tuesday, and they're focusing on conservation this year at the Ike Foundation. So head over there. Even if you have like 50 cents, $1, $5, whatever, if you donate it, it's going to go toward stocking fish in a lake that needs it, right? So especially, some of the lakes, any lake in New Jersey, because they all suck, but lakes where that needs a little extra help, that's the cause this year for the Giving Tuesday. So head over there, IkeFoundation.org. Also check out the Ike Foundation web pages on Giving Tuesday. Yes.
Giving.
All right.
Can I tell a sucky New Jersey lake story that
Of
just happened
course.
to me in the last 2 hours?
Of course. In the last
In the
2
last
hours.
2 hours?
All right, let's
Whoa.
go.
Yeah.
Breaking news?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So my
Damn.
my pond's goldfish are about 3 inches long max.
Okay.
I could only capture one because there's some rock structures that I built them that they hide in.
Yeah.
So I'm cutting them loose for the winter.
This
or
is
else-
your pond.
yeah,
at your house.
in my backyard.
Yeah.
So I got to capture them, cut them loose because they're gonna they'll freeze solid.
Right.
They're not gonna make it. So I go to the spillway in Audubon Lake where you used to have the Ike Foundation event.
Yeah.
Shine my flashlight. There's maybe 3 or 4 2-pounders, probably about a dozen 12-inchers.
Yeah. At the
like-
spillway.
Like, man, you're dead. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Like, I wanted to give you a fighting chance.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is going to be cool. I throw him in the center of all of them. He just swims. They don't even jump on him, dude.
Nothing.
Nothing. They're there waiting for food to come down the pipe so
Yeah.
they can eat it.
Yeah.
I throw them a goldfish,
Yeah.
and they don't even eat
Nothing.
it.
They were probably thrown off by the
Dude,
color.
or the light.
It was,
the
it was
light.
like Dumb and Dumber, like
Yeah,
when the
like-
bus pulled up with all the
With the
bikini
girls.
models. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. There's another town about 10 miles that way.
Or when the couple walk by and he's like, nice ass. He's like, yeah, he must work out. But yeah, it's ridiculous. That's New Jersey, guys.
That's
Yeah,
New Jersey.
pretty much.
Dumb,
That's
dumb
winter-
fish.
Winter
Very-
bass for you.
Yeah, very stupid fish. We
Stupid bastards.
stupid fish. We did
Mike?
just yes.
We have a Bass University promotion that we need to
Oh,
mention.
do? Oh, that's
Be-
right. You
I've
have a
been-
Black
I've
Friday
been-
something or other.
I've been
going on.
getting a lot of requests.
Hate.
How do I give this to somebody? And we have Bass University gift cards. Very little hate. It's nothing but love. at Bass
I love
U.
you, Pete.
Very little. But it's amazing right now. We have it's $50 off an annual subscription. You get a $75 tackle coupon.
Ooh.
It's just an amazing opportunity. It's a great gift.
Speaking of great
and
gifts, that's
it's red
another
hot
great
right now.
gift.
Yeah. It's something that's going to give back the rest of the year. If you've got somebody, like I said, loves fishing, it's an opportunity for them to learn from the best.
It pays for itself.
It does. And I'm seeing people all over sign up for the classes. We're in Texas this year. So
yeah.
excited to be in Texas again.
We're at in Texas, Pete.
Right outside Dallas.
Nice.
We're going to also be in South Carolina. We're going to be in Alabama. There they are. We're in Gadsden, Alabama on January 14th and 15th. Anderson, South Carolina on the 21st and 22nd. And we're going to be in East. We're going to be in a lot of shows around the country. You're going to see us there. But we're going to be in Texas on the 28th and 29th of January. So that isn't even on the website yet. That's going to be coming real soon. Thanks so much.
Are you doing
for
all
that.
those? Are you doing all those January dates, or are you splitting it with somebody?
Oh, we're going to be,
No, are you going?
we
Are
got to
you
be
going?
multifaceted
So
now.
you're not going to all
as
of them.
bad. I'm going to go to as many of them as I can. But we're also going to be at the shows this year. So, guys, I mean, we're wanting to go to California and Florida and the East Tennessee. We want to go to all the bass fishing shows around the country this year.
Bass,
So, yeah, look for us all over the place as well
The
as
good
the
old
classic.
days, man. Nostalgia.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I want to go to California. I mean, that was the first year
That'd be cool.
that we had a bass year. We were in Sacramento.
We went straight out to California.
Yes, we did,
Yeah.
and we were in Florida,
Miami.
it's going to be a fun year. We haven't been, Mike. We haven't been face to face with students for 3 years.
Crazy.
What?
Three
The
years.
COVID showed changed things.
COVID.
Dingbats still wearing masks in their car.
Well, they do.
Pete, what is that about?
People do.
Look,
Never
I'm
mind.
just glad we're
Never
going to
mind.
be talking to the people face
Dude,
to face.
They're wearing masks over Halloween masks in California.
Mask on mask.
Well,
Mask on
I was
mask
just
action.
one of the guys just told me in Alabama they never wore masks.
Yeah.
Never.
They
Not
never.
even during the height of the
Right
pandemic.
during the height of the pandemic, man.
I don't
Sweet
know.
home
They never
Alabama.
wore masks.
I think every state fell for it for like maybe a week. They're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, how's this dude at Walmart still alive, man? This dude, he's got it around his chin like a chin strap. Like, how's he even alive? Yeah.
Wearing it like a chin strap. Oh, my God. It's crazy. We just got over Thanksgiving. Pete, I want to start with you. How was your Thanksgiving?
Fantastic. Mom cooked a turkey this year.
Hell yeah.
We've been cooking
Nice.
for the last 10 years, but
Yeah.
she wanted to do it this
A
year.
swip
so-
swap.
Yeah, so it was really
Nice.
cool. I've been eating Mom's Thanksgiving turkey.
Shout out to
since,
Mom.
I was 1 year old, so it was really cool to eat her. All the custom stuff that she makes, her stuffing and stuff.
Like what? Example. What does she do that's different than Shelly?
Her stuffing is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
How
Like, and I
name
don't-
the ways it's better.
It's
than
got
Shelley's.
kibasi in it.
I make the stuffing, by the way.
Okay.
I'm the chef. I'm the cook at our house. But the mom has, I don't know, the way she spices it with celery and
Yeah.
the bread that she's. I don't know. I don't know what she does,
Yeah.
but it's amazing. I got to get the recipe because I want to keep it going.
Celery's overlooked, man.
Celery's way
Really?
over.
Key ingredient.
Yeah.
And
stuffing. Yeah.
Mom's not big on ingredients. Like she does not overkill with spices and different complexities. She's very simple and cooks it in the bird like where it's
That's the best one.
like you're not supposed to do it right. That's possibly a health scenario,
Maybe
right?
in California.
She's been doing it forever, and we've been eating it that way forever. And it's that was my favorite part of Thanksgiving was her stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
I agree.
Very, very cool. Lou, how was your Thanksgiving?
Good. I mean, got to see. I'm here, so that's
Yeah,
nice.
it's cool.
Saw all the
Just
family.
keeps giving.
Spent like 2.5 hours ripping on stripers in the surf
Hell yeah.
on Thanksgiving.
On
That
Thanksgiving.
was awesome.
So you had Chinese food on Thanksgiving, didn't you? You didn't eat nobody's house.
No, I had to call. My dad called me in the middle of it, and he was like, "Oh, you ever coming back?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Hard to come back.
We had to leave him biting. It was the most unbelievable I've ever seen.
I heard they were like around your ankles. They're
Oh.
all over the place.
Yeah, I've got videos. I mean, they were like the bait was pushed up onto the surf.
Bunker?
Oh God.
Yeah, little peanut bunker,
Yeah.
flopping on the surf. The striper. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Oh, I gotta get.
Just
gotta get on
hordes
some
of them.
that.
It was
Yeah.
unreal.
Is it still going on now?
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys were doing it today. And
Wow.
they're better than average. They're like instead of your 20 inches, they're like
Yeah.
25 to 35 inches.
Yeah.
They're good ones.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Are they coming down? Like they're in like Central Jersey
I
right
think
now.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm in Brielle area, and they were the other day they were in like Lavalette, Maniloking, and then I think the next day, Black Friday, they were in like Seaside. So I think they're sneaking their
coming
way
down.
down.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I'd like to do some of that.
It's
That sounds so
incredible.
fun.
Incredible.
I'd like to do some
Did I
of
ever
that.
mention how much I like Brielle? No, I'm just kidding.
No, actually.
How about you, Mike? How was
yeah.
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was great. It was awesome Thanksgiving. A couple takeaways. One, even though Traeger is not a sponsor of the show anymore, they were for a short period. Cooking a turkey in the Traeger is bomb. I'm just straight up
Really?
telling you, dude. You put it in and you cook it forever. You cook it for like half the day, and it's moist. It's amazing. The other thing Beck did with turkey this year, she did a little. I don't know if you call it braid. What's the since Becky walked in? Is it a plait? Is it a what is it? Get on the mic.
Basket
I
weave?
can't hear what you're saying.
Basket
weave. A basket weave with the bacon on top of the turkey. Pretty good. Trust me. The juices.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh.
The juices spilled
Ooh.
down into the turkey, which was great. But here's the big thing from Thanksgiving. And shout out to Beck since she's here. Shout out to Beck. We were in Italy, and when we were over there, it was like, remember last year we were talking about all these small plates. You know, they don't just say, here's your dinner. Like, you know, in the States here, they're like, little plate, little plate, little plate, you know. So this year for Thanksgiving, Beck's like, let's copy that. Let's do small plates. And that's what we did. So instead of the normal Thanksgiving where it's all comes out at once and you feast, it was little plates that were served throughout the course of the dinner, which was super cool.
That's awesome.
And here's the amazing thing. Shout out to Beck. Every plate was on a different plate. Literally. Like the coolest plates I've ever seen in my life. Like, shit, I don't even know we have in the house.
How many
where are you getting
plates?
these plates at? I
So
don't
it was one of those things where I guess we got a lot of plates when we got married, and I've never really had the opportunity to use them. And so I took this opportunity because we also got a new dishwasher because ours died, and it has this cool feature where you can just set the time. So I can set it for like 15-minute clean or whatever. So I was like, might as well use my dishwasher and the plates that we've never used from when we got married, and I'll probably never do it again this way because everyone got to relax between the courses. But I cooked every course as everyone sat and relaxed.
Yeah. You didn't relax, but everybody else relaxed.
I didn't think that through.
I feel like you
my wife's birthday is, right around Thanksgiving. It's the 22nd, and so we used to have a tradition since I was this big where all my family would get together for Thanksgiving. It used to be at my mom's house and my brother's, and then went to my house. And for 10 or 15 or I don't know how many years, Thanksgiving was at my house, and my wife was cooking for like about 20 of my family or so on her birthday.
On her birthday. Happy birthday.
That came to an end like 3 years ago.
It's a good end, probably.
The whole tradition just.
Yeah.
But no.
But it was a good Thanksgiving. It was a different Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
I liked it a lot. It was awesome. Dave? Good
That's
Thanksgiving.
great. Yeah, Mel did a great job. I hung the Christmas decorations during the day.
With care.
Okay.
Nice.
It was
With
so
care.
nice out.
With
You
care.
know, and
It was nice.
It was nice out. Yeah.
And her mom lives in Florida now, but her mom's stuffing was by far the best because she would use sausage and celery in the bird, and it was the game changer.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you judge. All you have to have is a couple times, and you judge every future stuffing off of that one thing that you'll never get again. You know. But
I put sausage in my stuffing. And
Yeah.
if somebody gave me stuffing without sausage, I would probably stick my nose up at
It's
them
tough.
and be like, no, I can't.
it was so so long ago. I forgot, but I'll never forget that it was. I said that it'll never be better. You know. But
Yeah. Sausage is good. I like
I feel like you need to have high reading comprehension to do Thanksgiving the way you guys did it.
High reading comprehension?
Yeah, like you have to be able to read a book and know what you read first time you read it. To be able to sit there and just have one thing on one plate. Like, you would have lost me at the coleslaw. Man. I'd have been like, oh my god.
Pretty damn good.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. Yeah, Paul, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was short but sweet. Had with my parents and my grandpa. My grandpa stopped by, and my dad was in and out of hospital all year last year, so he didn't really have much going on. And fortunately, this year he's doing better, and he was able to have Thanksgiving with the family.
That's awesome.
And that gave me a couple hours to go fishing in the evening.
Hell yeah!
There you go.
Awesome. Cool.
There
We
you
need a
go.
fishing report then from Thanksgiving. How was it? It was a nice day.
It was a nice day, but yeah, I didn't get any bites.
Okay.
Nah, just my usual spillway fishing, but I'll talk about the good days a little later.
Okay.
I had a pretty good run.
I saw some
earlier
of
in
the
month.
photos, Paul. It looked pretty good.
Earlier in the month. Yep,
Yeah.
first 2 weeks.
Nice. Okay. Brian DeCarpenter, how was your Thanksgiving?
Good.
Okay.
So like I said, smaller than normal.
Yeah.
And
Small's good, though, sometimes.
Yeah.
this, that, and the third.
All right. I like it. Jake, good Thanksgiving?
Great. It was great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
What else you want to talk about? Show's been on for an hour.
I know. Oh, we're just talking. Poor Jake.
I bet it sounded a lot like everybody else's story.
I know. Well, I did want to mention something. With Black Friday going on, I do have some AFCO stuff that I wanted to pimp real quick.
Now?
We've got a fall launch of the new Ike-approved AFCO gear. We've got chinos. We've got this Henley. We've got a nice hybrid jacket out right now, and this is stuff that we designed to hopefully. Oh, sorry about this. This is stuff that we designed to be able to fish with, but then also like wear out, right? It's not like, doesn't look like old man saltwater fishing stuff. So check that out over on AFCO.com. Also have Black Friday sale going on Mike Iaconelli.com. So I want to say that. One more thing about the trip that we took that I want to say, and this is a tie-in.
I feel like there's a lot of things, but go ahead.
There's a lot of things, but this is a tie-in.
Okay.
Is we got to see the World War II Museum in New Orleans, that was my first time there.
Yeah.
And I have to say it was pretty incredible. It was a cool experience.
Yeah,
you know?
it was Tom's idea, which I thought was. I actually was like, didn't know if that was really the right time for it. But then we got in there, and I was like, man, this is fucking cool.
Super cool.
And then Tom raced everybody to the finish line and ran through the thing in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, but it was a cool experience. So you know, every show we give a shout out to our military, and it was like, and again, this show, thank you guys. But it was a nice, cool time that, you know.
Yeah, you could spend a lot of time there, like each individual spot.
Yeah.
Why is it in New Orleans?
I don't know why. But the U-boats were made in New Orleans. I don't know. The U-boats that made a lot of the beach landings at like Normandy and stuff were made right there on
the Higgins boats.
Higgins boats.
Yeah, the Higgins boats.
I'm sorry.
U-boats were the Germans.
I'm sorry. The Higgins boats.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay. You're talking about those beach boats with the big door that flap down?
Oh.
So they
landing
were
craft.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the tie-in or not, but
that makes sense.
Landing craft.
Yeah.
Because there's one in the foyer when you walk into the museum.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Higgins boats.
That's got to be
Higgins
amazing.
boats, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
And it had the what was the decoder thing they had there, which I thought was super. The
begins with an E.
The decoder. They had an
E.
actual.
Yeah, give me a second.
Beck, you know.
Beck.
I don't know.
The decoder.
Euphoria.
It was called something machine, but give me a second to think of it.
That.
Beck, microphone.
Yeah, that was there. That was just cool. It had a lot of cool memorabilia. It was awesome.
Did you guys
it was
get
called the Enigma machine.
Enigma.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
I told you E.
Exactly.
Did you guys get in on Bourbon Street? Did you do any time there?
We did
get
Bourbon
some music
Street.
in?
Nah.
We did
That's
Bourbon
cool.
Street, but we did it.
No, we
we
didn't.
did it different. We didn't do like the main drag like drinking.
We did the French Quarter.
We did the French Quarter. We
Quarter.
did the off the street little jazz bars, which I thought was really cool. Like,
Way cool.
I'm not a
Hungover.
jazz guy,
Sweet.
but it was a nice
Yes, you
mix
are.
up to hear. Why after that night? I mean, there were some talented.
That sounds
musicians, you know?
awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. Just hanging out, drinking a cocktail, listening to some jazz. It was good.
Yeah,
man.
Bourbon Street just smells like throw up.
And urine.
Well,
It smells like
does.
it smells like Maui on South Street back in the day.
Yeah. It always does. I always felt like it was just the high humidity,
Maui.
which traps all that in there.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't let it.
And the vampires.
The bathroom
Vampires,
smelled like
yeah.
the bottom of a medical waste facility trash can. Dude.
Yeah.
That was just horrible. And
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it was a good experience. Brian, you want to say anything else about that trip? It was good.
Or forever hold my peace.
Okay.
We'll get back to it later.
Okay. There you have it.
Bobby Lane, everybody.
We do have Bobby Lane on in a little
Yeah.
bit.
Let's get Bobby Lane, and then after Bobby, we'll go deep with Lou.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Let's do that. Well, we want to take a break before we get to
Yes.
Bobby, and then we'll go deep with
Yes,
Lou.
we're gonna come right
All right.
back with Bobby.
That's what we'll do.
Sweet.
All right, listen to me. Saturday, brand new Ike Live. Great show tonight. Hang in there. When we come back, Bobby Lane and more Ike Live. Yo, Bobby. You know, right now where we're standing, we're in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is right there. This is the concrete jungle. And, you know, a lot of those kids, as they grow up, they don't fish.
It's interesting because they're surrounded by water. You know, the Delaware River, the Schuylkill, ponds, city park lakes, but they don't have the influence to cast, to fish, to have a rod and reel. And that became our focus, you know, is to target kids in what we call non-traditional areas, you know, urban areas, city centers, where the population's high, and let these kids have an experience. You know, it's amazing. I mean, some of the experiences we've had, whether it's Central Park in New York City, here in Camden, other parts of the country, even just casting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to see it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And you know, you see these kids have this experience they've never had, and they light up, you know? The big thing, I think, for the Ike Foundation is we're not saying we want all these kids to become professional anglers.
No.
It'd be great if some of them did, but we want them to have that fishing experience because it ties them to so many other positive things. The outdoors, nature, conservation. Ecology, you know, all these amazing things in life that maybe they wouldn't have been exposed to any other way. We're trying to help with that. So it's important. It's important for us. We're proud of it.
Four and a half inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. It's a 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras, like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to MysteryTackleBox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh.
At Founders Brewing, we asked ourselves, what if we brewed a beer perfect for any occasion? A beer that makes a weekday feel more like the weekend, and the weekend feel more like an adventure. What if we brewed a beer that brought us together and allowed us to be ourselves? A beer that is just as much of a companion as it is a reward at the end of the journey. What if we explored the unknown together and found a new way? What if we celebrated taste and flavor and life's simple pleasures? And what if we brewed a beer that could go where you go without slowing you down? What if? Founders All Day IPA. Low ABV and full flavor that goes where you go. Chase your what if.
All right, Brian, Torquedo today. We've got the Ike Live Tiny Boat out. I want to tell you, this is not just for electric-only reservoirs. It's for other things as well. Today is a great example. Where are we? What are we going to take this thing through today?
The Upper Susquehanna.
Upper Susquehanna River.
That's right.
Current, rock,
Lots of
nasty
it.
bottom,
Yep.
and we're going to use Torquedo.
Everybody else running jet drives. We've got the rock guard on the Torquedo. We're going to some small spots. We're
Yep.
gonna get in there. We're going to make it happen.
There you go.
Let's go.
Shallow water, speed, strength, power. Come on. Let's go.
Consistency.
And we're live. Yep, that's that one.
Okay.
How about that?
Everybody, welcome back to Ike Live. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. We've got a great show for you tonight. This is the Thanksgiving special. To my right, Louis Monetti. We're going to have him on in the third segment. Lou, thank you for coming on tonight. It's great to have you here.
Yeah.
And Bobby Lane joining us just a little bit. Real quick, yeah, I wanted to tell you this. Beck brought it up, and I was going to not say anything about it. It's Dave's birthday. I was trying to put all the old man blues on Dave tonight because he's old now. But I got to admit to this. So this morning we wake up, and Vegas comes running up the steps. Dad, look out the window. I look out there, and, dude, I've never seen so many turkey. Just walking, not even like strutting, like just walk. And I counted like 27 turkey all in a row. And it was like funny, like, and Beck's like, they must know it's the day after Thanksgiving. They don't care anymore, you know. And then all of a sudden it hit me. I'm like, oh, dude, this is a great social post. I'm like, Vegas, throw some shoes on. And we put on those dumb, silly hats. And I'm like, let's go out there. We'll sneak around. We'll sneak around the barn. And I'm like, we'll get on them, and I'll record. And we'll run after them and chase them and try to catch one. Now, they're not a dumb bird, but they're a slow bird, you know? So Vegas is all in, and I start recording. I get Vegas doing the intro. Okay, you know, we're going to chase turkeys day after things. And, dude, we start chasing these turkey. And I was good. And then I hit the soft dirt in the field over here, and something happened to this left leg. I don't even know. I still don't know. Charlie horse, hammy, I don't know what it was. Dude, I did like the Mary Delgado. Brian, you remember that? Like I hit the field and just started cartwheeling. And the phone, I lost the phone, it was gone, and dude, I hit the earth. And I actually made like an imprint in the earth.
Oh my God.
And Vegas comes running up. He's like, Dad. I'm like, Mom. I couldn't move.
Come
Dude,
on,
she
really?
literally had to pry me out of there.
Out of the dirt.
Dude, it's still, I don't know. I still don't know what's up. But
Out of your
I'm just,
earthen grave.
I'm old, you know. I don't know what else to say except I'm old, you know.
Did you get close?
We didn't get, like, I felt we were getting close.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, half of them ran, half of them tried to fly, and it's the most awkward fly you've ever seen. They were like, and they're hitting the trees as they're trying to fly. It was great, except I fell.
None tried to fight you because
no
turkeys are mean.
Yeah.
No, they all ran.
Fun fact about turkey: it was either Ben Franklin or Walt Whitman did not want the eagle.
Ben Franklin.
It was Ben Franklin. He wanted a turkey. He said the eagle's a scavenger and the turkey's a fighter.
Yep.
Wow.
That's right.
How about that?
The turkey.
Huh.
Called the eagle a scavenger?
Yeah.
Called him a
That
scavenger
would
bird.
change the dynamic.
Yeah, imagine the national bird.
Turkey being a turkey.
Huh.
No, I'm happier with an eagle.
Yeah, I would agree.
They would have been shooting them Johns on the Potomac straight off of the telephone poles. Shooting eagles.
Because think about what would Thanksgiving be? You know, it would, by now with the wusses we have, we wouldn't be allowed to eat the national bird.
No.
What would we be eating?
We'd be dining on bald eagle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Spotted owl.
They'd be knocking over the eagle statues and all this.
Spotted owls and bald eagle.
Terrible.
Bobby Lane.
Yeah, knocking over Bobby Lane statues. Let me remind you real quick, we do have a like and share contest going on over on Facebook. And Jake, what do you got to do to enter? Just like and share the post if you're watching
Like
on
and
Facebook.
share.
That's it. Like and share the post. If you do that, you're entered a chance to win this. It's going to be a brand new Elite box. Also, if you got a good question or comment, send it through because we're giving away some Pro boxes tonight as well.
Pro box.
Yeah. All right. So this is the Thanksgiving special, Brian. This is an important show. And I could not think of a better guest to have on to give thanks with than Bobby Lane.
Bobby Lane.
Let me also say this before we get him on.
Yes.
I think he's got to be up there in our list of numbers of how many times we've had him on. He's got to be up there. He's got to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Like 3, 4. He's got to be in that number.
Yep.
So that's pretty awesome.
Because we don't double, dip and wear guests out like some people.
Well, normally we have a guest on and we make fun of them, and they never want to come back on.
So
and that's happened a lot.
So he's the Geraldo Rivera of Like Life.
I don't know if I'd call him that, but very excited to have him on our Thanksgiving special. Bobby Lane on Ike Live tonight, guys. Yes.
Bobby.
Big fish, Bobby Lane.
Yo.
Yo.
What's up? How you doing?
How honored is this Thanksgiving special? Wow,
Yes.
I really appreciate that, Mike.
Well, this is great, Bobby. I just mentioned before you came on, you're at the top. If you're not number 1, you're 2 or 3 of guests we've had on this show the most over the years. So thank you for coming on.
Dude, I love being on this show, man. I love being on all shows, but you guys, you always get me on late at night, so you get the best of me. So it's kind of it's cool, and it's glad to be number one. I mean, really, it's super cool. Thanksgiving and the show, I'm honored to be on this thing.
Well, that's awesome.
We've had a busy week, but it's nice to be on.
All right, now I was going to ask you, my first question I had in my notes was, how was your Thanksgiving? Tell me about Thanksgiving. But then Brian the Carpenter said something about shucking oysters. Now, that's something that doesn't sound like it goes with Thanksgiving. You have to explain this.
We're still having Thanksgiving from Thursday. This is the Lanes celebrate for 5 days. So I'll walk you back through the Thanksgiving party here.
Yes.
Hey, everybody.
Woo! 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 Yo, Lanes!
All right, we're still celebrating it.
I love it.
Yeah, oysters, the whole 9 yards. My son had a football game last night over in Fort Pierce, and unfortunately, they lost the game, so they're out for the season. And I hate it for the seniors, but the Bobby Lane Cup is next Saturday, and they would have had to play Friday if they would have won. So although it's really sad that they lost, we get them all for the Bobby Lane Cup, and we're really excited to have them there for that. And I know you've been to that, Mike, and I owe you one still for that, dude. Trust me, I owe you one for that, and it is coming. I don't know when, but I know I owe you one for that. It was awesome to have you there that year, and we got a full plate this year. We're really excited about it next Saturday.
Well, that's awesome. I'm going to tell you this. I'll put you on the spot and say this to you. Not many pros take the time to give back. And I'm telling you the truth. And it's actually a shame, Pete, that, we've got a body of anglers that not enough of them give back like that. And, Bobby, you do it. You've been doing it for years. I was out there at that event. One of the best kids events I've ever been to in my life. Excitement, energy, young kids out there competing. It's awesome, and that's what we need to grow the sport. So hats off, Bobby.
Yeah.
That's a great event. It's a great event.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Real quick, if there's people watching, is there still an opportunity to sign up? Is sign-up's all done, or what's going on with that?
No. Yes, you can sign up, but we ask you have to. We've shut the registration down. We have a lot that goes on, just like the pros that do this. You got a lot to prepare for the day of. So. Yeah. We've had to close the registration, but you can fish the event. You can be a part of the Bobby Lane Cup, but you have to come to Camp Mac and sign up the morning of, just because you know what it takes to put one of these on. I mean, we prepared for 6-8 months, and we had some deadlines and this and that. So we have to meet those deadlines to meet scholarship requirements and giveaways and stuff like that. But still, if you come to the event, Camp Mac, Guy Harvey River Resort on December 3rd, Saturday morning, I would get there early. We'll get you signed up, have a boat captain. You can fish the event and still take all the goodie bags and be a part of the event. Awesome. Boy, they are. This party is getting wild in here, Mike.
Yeah, back there.
I like it. All right, Jake, we got a question coming through already. Holy crap.
Yo, how many cold pops are being drank in the room behind you?
Oh, Bobby, how many cold pops are being drank back there?
How many cold pops have been drank, or be it? Let's see.
All of them.
They're laughing because I closed the door. Let's see. Let's have another look. Now they've gathered around. We'll take another. I'll give you guys here. All right, Mike asked the question: how many cold pops have been drank today? Oh. Look at the food. They said, look at this. Here's your oysters.
Hell, that's a hell of a spread right there.
Snook, we have chicken, lobster, shrimp, regular shrimp.
We're in the wrong studio.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Lord.
Deer balls. Everybody.
Oh my God.
Deer balls. Damn it.
Deer balls. What?
Under a ball.
And there's your I mean, we got it.
Slice it right off. Cook them shit.
Grab your special
Deer fries. Chop them right off.
There it is.
Casamigos.
I mean, we got it. So, Mike, you can answer the question. All I know is it's fun.
Wow.
Nice.
What
fun.
I got to tell you this. What a spread.
Bring you in on a Saturday night. Alabama just beat Auburn. That was a good game. We watched South Carolina beat Clemson. I mean, it's football season, and it's a good time. Weather is 80 degrees outside. Kids have been swimming in the lake behind me. I mean, it's just fun for everybody.
Wow, this is Bobby. It's funny when you were just showing us that spread and the energy and the excitement in that room. It reminds me, and this is something I have to know. That reminds me, what is it like growing up Lane? Like not just in the present, but in the past. Growing up, was it like that for you as a kid? Is this something that's just transferred over the years that you're doing now with your family? Is it always like that in the Lane household?
I mean, really, this is making up for what we didn't have back when I was a Lane. Good Lord, we had
pinto beans.
Maybe enough, Mike. It was so bad when I grew up. The hot water in the shower. I had Arnie's the oldest. I'm middle. Chris is the youngest, and my sister, of course, our sister. There was 4 of us. We could only take 3-minute showers. You was on off, so the hot water would be on while you wash. You would have to turn it off to wash. I'm sorry. Turn it on to rinse, and then you immediately got out so the next person could get in. That's how bad it was around the Lane house. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the food was, if it was there, you could eat it. If it wasn't, oh, well, you got to wait till the next meal. So we're making up for lost times, dude. Let me tell you. I used to fish with my grandfather. It was, Vienna sausages in the boat. It was ravioli, cold hot dogs. I mean, good friends bring over good food, and trust me, I eat more than I possibly should. It's growing up as a Lane is awesome. The Lane family is huge. It's strong. There's more of us than ever, and we have some big blowouts, but this is more family and friends, and this food here is like nothing I've ever seen in my life. This is once in a lifetime.
Man, that's awesome. I love to hear those stories, Pete. Like it's great because this is a cool sport where you get to see a lot of dynamics of different people in the sport, but not taking away anyone else, but the guys that come from more humble backgrounds. I love that and appreciate that, and it's cool to see it, man.
And you and Chris both have crushed it, and hit the pinnacle of like you're in the top 1% of fishing, of professional fishing. It's amazing that 2 brothers could do that.
2 brothers.
Well, I was on Dave Mercer's podcast last week, and I'll tell you what makes me the most disappointed out of all of this. Why haven't
Bobby.
me and Chris been on a pod? I mean, you got a Bassmaster Classic champion and a Red Crest Major League Fishing 2022 champion. I mean, Mike, you answer the question. Pete, I got to throw this out there. Watching you fall off that boat.
Round of applause for Pete falling off the boat, everybody. Round of applause for Pete.
It's still killing me. Watching that, I laugh every time I watch it. But really, I mean, think of all the brothers that have come through the ranks from Bass, from FLW, from ML. I mean, you name it, anything. Me and my brother have both won the pinnacle of trophies, and I'm a little disappointed that he's not doing a few shows with me and I'm not doing a few shows with him. So I ask you guys down the road, I would entertain the idea of me and my brother both.
I would love that. Brian Carpenter?
Hey, blood's thicker than water, guys, and me and him stick together, and it's pretty cool that and Pete, you just mentioned that 1%, and I think that is probably the odds of that ever happening again for a while.
Bobby, I talked to your brother Chris yesterday and again today. And I guess he's sick right now. He's got a sore throat and lost his voice or something. But that was going to happen. We were going to surprise you with Chris on tonight's show.
We'll make that happen eventually, though. We will.
We did try, buddy.
Got to. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool.
I mean, we could just go with Arnie, like replacement brother.
We get Arnie. We can bring my sister in here. My son won the cup last year. Hell, we'll throw him in there.
Let's go. Yeah, how cool would it be if you could talk about your family in the third person, like Bobby just was?
Yeah.
I was just listening to him, like, damn. That'd be cool to have that.
I mean, my dad's got to be. I know my grandfather was proud, and all the family, but I know my dad is he fishes every single day of his life still, and I know him and my mom got to be super proud, and I'm looking forward to getting them to a Bassmaster Classic here soon. And I see Mike reading his notes, and I got a feeling that's That's
Well-
some of the questions that are coming.
Well,
I got this feeling.
I mean, this
It's Ike Live.
This is Ike Live,
Good call,
Bobby,
Bobby.
and this is Ike Live, and we do ask some of the tough questions. This is not a tough question, but here's the thing I love, and you've been on the show before. I said this to you before. I love that you're very matter of fact, and I say that in a positive way. Like so many people we deal with in the sport are kind of like. They're not who they are. They portray to be something different, and then they'll go behind your back and say something. And you've been very matter of fact, good or bad,
genuine.
We've had a relationship over the years where on the water, off the water, good, bad, but you're upfront. And I love that. I love that about you. And that's growing up in Jersey. Most people are like that too. So that's very, very cool. But yeah, I mean, I gotta ask you that question. I got to ask you that question. The decision to go back to try to get back to the elites, it was I have to know. Walk us through it because I think I know the reason, but I want to hear it from you. Lay it down for our listeners and our viewers. Literally winning the pinnacle of the sport in one league and saying I'm going to go backwards and go to a lower level to try to get back to bass. That's a tough fucking decision. I'm just telling you. Just telling you. That's a tough fucking decision.
That's a bold decision.
That's a bold decision.
Backed with confidence.
Yes. Walk us through that because I have to know.
Power.
Yeah, dude. It was a tough decision. It's but all in all, it's not. I mean, we know sponsors are very important in this business, and once I started generating a few phone calls, it became easier to me. And there's not many guys that can say they've won the Red Crest, the Bassmaster Classic, in a world championship. Yeah. As of right now, there is none.
Yeah.
And I think now, don't get me wrong, the Red Crest was the highlight of my career. Like it was everything me and my wife and my kids dreamed of, right? Yeah. Like they set that up. It was the first time it was in Tulsa. It was everything, it meant the world to us. And I mean, of course, the paycheck, the whole 9 yards, it's awesome. But I made that decision because I feel like I left one out there on the table. Okay. I've been with Major League for 11 years. I've been with the elites for 11 years. I was with FLW 3 years prior, and after winning Red Crest, I'm like, okay, what's next? I mean, what can I try to do? And I was driving home from Mille Lacs, Minnesota, and I'm like, God, man, I'm not happy with myself, right? It's like something's not clicking. And I called my wife and I said, Madeline, I want you to get the kids, and I want you guys to think about this before I get home. Of course, from Minnesota to my house, it's about 2.5 day drive. And I said, I think I want to go back. Yeah. She goes, what do you mean? I said, I think I want to go back and try to win that Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah.
She goes, do you realize what road you got to go down? I said, I'm ready for any road we got to go down. I said, I don't care.
Yeah.
I said, I'm 48 years old. And if I don't get my ass in gear immediately, I'm going to regret this the rest of my life. I got a feeling. And she says, we support you. We want to go back to weigh-in style events. We want you to get back to the Bassmaster Classic. And as I portrayed that to my family, Ike, I mean, the lanes are all about family, being at that Super 6, being at that moment, being at the drive-through weigh-in, kind of going through the 5-fish limit the past couple of years with the pro circuit. It's all kind of come back to my roots, and it hit me hard, man, and it really did. And I said, there's one goal that I'm after, and it's not AOIs, it's not wins, it's the pinnacle of sport, like you said, to win the holy grail of trophies is the Red Crest, and right now the Bassmaster Classic. I mean, those are the two to get. Yeah. You got the Classic, and I got the Red Crest, and I want what my brother's got, and I think my brother wants what I got, and unfortunately, I got to part ways and go this decision. And step a step backwards. Yeah. But I'm ready for it, dude. I'm ready for it. I'm hungry. I'm fishing the Toyotas. I'm fishing the first invitational. It's not like I hate Major League, okay, or hate bass. I'm just that guy that loves to fish, and I want to go back to my roots at 5-fish weigh-ins. and I want to get back on that Bassmaster Classic stage and go through that again. It maybe came so fast at Major League that, you know, it didn't set in as long as the Classic has kind of haunted me over the years. I mean, second to Casey Ashley, third to Alton Jones Jr. when I had a dead fish in the well. I mean, it's just that whole part of the Classic that is kind of dwelling on my bones, man, that I want to get and try that and be the first ever to win a world championship, a Red Crest, and a Bassmaster Classic. And if I don't make a switch to the Opens, right, it's not like I got all these exemptions to go anywhere.
Yeah.
If I don't make a switch to go to the Opens and give it a whirl, there's no way in hell I'll ever get the opportunity to do it. So I'm leaving on a wonderful note. I'm leaving on great terms. Nobody has knocked anything I'm doing. I won't be able to defend my title in Lake Norman next year, but you know, I'm ready to and throw that rear view mirror in the garbage and look in that rear view mirror and look in the mirror and head down the road, not let's go backwards anymore.
Yeah. Well, I tell you this, kudos to you for doing that, you know, and I've said this about every guy that either went to MLF or came back. You have to do what's right for you, right? You have to trust your gut, and I think everyone should do that. But, Pete, the history behind the Classic, right? Like, there's nothing like the Classic, right? The Classic's the Classic. I don't care if 30 more leagues pop up. You'll never have another Classic. And I think the feeling for that event, especially in our generation, right, if you're 30 to 60 years old, you have that tie to the Classic, right?
Sure,
and that's
you do.
hard to shake that, man. That's hard to shake that.
It's why we all got started.
It's why I got started.
In this.
It's what I dreamt about when I was 12. You know?
And it remains. It is and I don't think anybody can argue this. It's the pinnacle of the sport.
Yeah. Yes.
There's more eyeballs. There's more people watching. There'll be, 20, 30, 40,000 people in the stands watching the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
I completely appreciate your decision to do this, Bobby.
40,000 in the stands.
It's I mean, we've had some big 40,
4,000?
20, 30, 40,000 people
20,
watching.
40, 100.
Here's 4,000.
Yeah, 20, 40, 100. So, two questions. I know you already addressed it, but I have to know the truth. This is like live, Bobby. You can't lie. So your brother was not mad at you whatsoever when you made this decision. Chris was not mad.
Let me think about. So Chris is on the board, right? The MLFAA board, and made some decisions for Major League recently. And I'm going to say he's not mad. And he's like, Bob's going to do whatever he wants to do. Bob will always do what he wants. He calls me Bob, not Bobby or
Robert.
Any of the other stuff. He calls me Bob. And he said to me, you haven't made your decision yet, have you? And I told him, yes, my decision is made. I just haven't announced it yet. And I think at that time I could tell he was a little distraught.
Yeah.
But what's weird, Mike, Ike, whatever.
Dude, I have a lot of names too.
Me and him have talked more in the last month and a half than we have talked in a long time. And it's been brother to brother talk conversations, which I love. And you got to remember, Chris went to Bass before when I was in FLW. You got to remember, I've been FLW, I've been a Bass, I've been Major League. The pro circuit was FLW. Now I'm switching back to Bass. I mean, this whole thing's just kind of been a flip flop around. And Chris the same way, FLW, Bass, Major League, and who knows what he's going to do in the future. But no, he's not mad.
I was just going to say that.
Family supports family no matter what decision they make. And I promise you, Chris has got my back 100%. Just like he did in any fight, any grumble, anything we were ever in all our lives.
Does he end the call with, "Hey, bro, save me a spot"?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got a Classic exemption, right?
He
can
does.
That thing if he needs to.
A point.
So you never know. We might see him again. I'd say it's weird. This whole fishing industry, both sides, the whole thing. It's kind of weird the way everything is shaped up for a while. I'm glad to be a part of it. I love my position in this thing, and if I can leave it better than where I started, then I feel like that's what I was here for, and give kids a chance pursue what me and Mike have done and win one of these giant trophies and be on the pinnacle of bass fishing. I mean, that's what it's all about.
You got to like how the open schedule starts, though, right? It fits right into a lot of the FLW stuff you did.
Yeah, I mean, Eufaula and I mean, yeah, right. We're going to St. Lawrence and Eufaula and Wheeler. I mean, and then we're hitting them at good times. I mean, I really honestly believe I should be able to put a flipping stick in my hand. And I don't think I weighed a fish in flipping this year at all. Like, I missed that part of my job is flipping.
I told you.
Like, dude, I'm serious. Like, me and spider wire and flipping sticks and left-handed reels go hand in hand. I've had my best seasons when they're flipping lakes, and I haven't had that in a while, man, and it's really kind of burned me. And I got kind of burned out. I'm not gonna deny that. But I mean, I want to get back to flipping, and I agree, dude. Some of these South Lakes, some of the regions we're going, the times a year, they're made. They're not all docks and rocks and offshore spots, man. They're made bushes, hyacinths, grass, big bass live shallow year round.
I got a question.
I'm really looking forward to that again.
Yeah, Brian, what do you got?
What year was Major League Fishing formed?
I don't know. I don't know the exact answer to that. I know.
Well, I was 11 years, so I'm going to say 2011 probably is when we were at Amistad, Mike, years and years ago.
That sounds about right.
2010, 11, dude.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The same year that the Large Hadron Collider reached max capacity,
Whoa.
and started the God particle and changed the world.
Oh, you're throwing some of
BSU
that
started.
shit into this conversation. It could be.
And BSU.
And
BSU was
started
before
the
that.
same. No.
Wonder where that was coming from.
I don't know. It's
well,
been
a lot
time.
of evil was unleashed on the world at that time.
It's true. But here's the thing. You got to remember.
Coincidence? I don't know.
Major League Fishing, the way it started, is not the way it is now.
Right.
You know, like if
that's the truth.
I mean, if we could go back in time.
Right. The evil empire didn't take over right away.
Hey, I wouldn't have changed what I did when they asked me to sign up for that first cup event. I wish that they would have asked me to be a part of the business side of things, but since we're originals, right? But I would have never changed my mind again, man. Those cup events were the start of what Major League is, and to know that I helped in every which way of that is awesome. I'd have never turned that down again.
No, and that in hindsight, that's the thing that I wish I could change. Like if you can go back in time and fiddle with stuff, you know, and change the world, like. The way it was perfect, right?
Just the TV show?
Just the TV show.
Yeah.
You had an amazing Bassmaster League, and then you had this other amazing league that provided guys a way to create income and to keep their season going, and it was the best of both worlds. You know, when it got to where it got messy is where it sort of got complicated for a lot of guys, including myself. It got complicated, you know?
Yeah, it did. I mean, when did you leave? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yep.
And from a fan point of view, having that alternate, cup TV format was cool.
It was nice.
When it was a nice little TV, something different.
Yeah.
It was a cool little change of pace.
Yeah.
And the way it is now, I don't know.
Louis Monetti,
I mean,
everybody.
right. It was a 1 pound minimum, and it was all you can catch. I mean, it was new to the world, and it was made for TV. And I mean, you're right, Mike. It did work in the beginning for sure. I loved it.
I'm not gonna disagree just for the sake of it. I as a fan, I thought the 2004, 2005 FLW Bass was the best time to be a fan.
That's a good
You never
time to be
knew
a fan.
when these MLF events were even happening. You'd
Right.
watch it and you didn't even know it was 7 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like-
That was confusing.
And that's still
confusing.
the same.
Yeah.
Trust me. People ask me, "Hey, I saw you," and I'm like, no, you didn't. Yeah, I did, dude.
that was last spring.
That's
you
a
saw
different me.
Yeah.
The ghost of Bobby Lane.
And then Bobby, I said when it first came out, like when my mom was a little girl, she told me how they used to get the news for World War II. They would have to go to a movie theater, and the news they saw was from a year before that. Like it was put together and cut by the Department of Defense,
That's
and
like
then they
MLF.
learned about the war. There was no news.
Yeah.
That's how it was for like watching MLF when it first came out. I mean, it was ridiculous.
There's a World War II tie-in.
Like, wait a minute.
Carrier pigeons.
It's February. Why is Mike wearing shorts, dude? Like, when did this happen?
Interesting.
It was ridiculous.
Just in.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, is that point then that the live, the innovation of the live coverage has been a pretty hard obstacle for MLF to deal with?
It has
You
in
think
their
it's-
in their cup model or in
Yeah.
their team format
Yeah.
model now
Right.
because of that. It's a made
Because
for
it's
TV
real
product.
time.
Yeah,
Everything's real time right now.
MLF
Yeah.
inspired Hudley Crockett.
He did. They did. Yeah.
It'd be a great time to hear from him.
All right, Jake. I know we got a million questions coming through for Bobby. Select just a few of the best ones. We got to sift through them. What do you
So
got?
the first one is from Brian's nephew. And he wants to know,
Oh boy.
how are you so good at putting your sponsors into sentences?
Oh, you are good, Bobby. You
Yeah.
are good at that. Shout
Yeah.
out to Bobby.
Yeah.
That was a great
Yeah.
question, and
Champ.
I got the answer. I've made, like I mentioned earlier, dude. I've made the switch back and forth, and here we're going back again, and it's because I have great sponsorship to keep me motive. I mean, there is no money in fishing. Mike, you'll agree with me. I know you'll shake your head on this. We don't make a lot of money fishing. I mean, if you win the Red Crest or the Classic, but without them, really, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, we catch fish, but we can't do it. There's not enough payout anymore in the fishing business. So we have to take care of our sponsors every chance we get. So I'm constantly talking about them. I love my sponsors. I'm loyal to them, and I trust in everyone. So it makes it real easy for me to throw them in any sentence that I want to.
You already.
That's a professional answer.
Spider wire.
Yeah, Spider Wire was a good throw.
You
in tonight,
seamlessly brought that into
Yeah.
this year's schedule. Nicely done.
It was
Yes.
nicely done.
Yes.
Nicely done.
Well,
Brian,
hey, when you believe in the brand, it makes it easier to talk about. I've been flipping spider wire for 18 years now, and
Yes.
I can't say to this day that I've ever not lost a fish in a tournament on spider wire that's cost me a penny. So, I mean, you got to believe in the braid.
You've done such a nice job with that, and I see you've tied yourself to spider wire. Spider wire is tied to you. I mean, if I was
Intertwined.
spider wire,
intertwined like a braid.
Oh.
It's like a web.
Like a web.
It is.
Intertwined.
Yeah.
I would
They've
never.
been wonderful,
Spider
man.
Wire,
I mean,
man.
that was my you might have been FLW then. My boat was pink wrapped in spider
Yes.
wire, and it was supposed to be that purple color. And then I went to the black and yellow, that kind of what got my career kick-started. And then now we're the green and the orange, which we won the Red Crest under the Durabraid. And it's everybody's telling me that green and that orange is kind of catchy, man. They're really starting to soften up to it. At first it was like, whoa, is that you, Bobby? And now it's gotten a lot better. So it's new and it's firing, man. I love it.
That's awesome. Jake, what else we got coming through?
We need a piece of advice for Lou as he's fishing the Bass Opens as well, all 9 of them.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
From future Opens anglers and current Opens anglers. We need a piece of advice for Lou.
Oh, piece of advice. Okay. Bobby?
Okay, so if
Hold
this
on.
maybe is his first year or not, I'm telling you, I fished the Opens since the beginning of my career also. And one thing I've learned about Opens, it's going to be a little different for me this year than it has been in the past when I kind of was on the elites and fished the Opens for fun, is you never count yourself out in the Opens, dude. You got to keep your confidence up. You got to be versatile, and you got to know day in and day out that any body of water you're faced with, 9 Opens next year, okay? 9 different bodies of water.
That's a
they are
lot.
treating us just like it's another pro circuit. So when you do make the Elite Series, you're prepared for 9 events because that's what the Elite Series
Yeah.
fishes, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need to know that although the schedule kind of looks sketchy, and you look at a lake or two and you're like, God, man, I hope I survive this one or that one. You forget all of that, dude. You look at it and you say, okay, I am fishing all 9 Opens because I believe in myself. I have the confidence in myself, and I'm versatile enough to make the Elite Series. That's why you're fishing all 9 Opens. And if you keep that in mind at the end of the year, I hope to see you in the top 9 of points along with myself somewhere down there, dude.
I
Good
appreciate
advice.
it, Bobby.
Yeah, good
I
advice.
appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Good
He
advice.
said when you make the Elite Series.
I know.
Yeah, you hear that?
I was
Confidence.
before you all the kind words. I was going to ask you to wait just one more year, but I'll let you. It's okay.
I love it. And then I wanted to, while we were talking, I was checking the Facebook and Instagram account, and we had one come through, Bobby, and this one's from Boyd's Little Birdie. And the question was, have you received any threatening calls from Boyd?
Jeez.
Oh man, I figured stuff like this was coming. No, Boyd did make the final dagger though when he kicked me off the when he said, "Bobby, this is the official call," which you can imagine if it's the official call, kind of what led into that call about me not being in the Red Crest at Lake Norman. So other than that, you know what? Boyd actually said, "Dude, I get it. I wish you the best," and several others over there said the exact same thing. So I don't know if it's me or if it's just the way the fishing is right now, the industry. No bloodshed at all, dude. I'm pretty open about that too. Like no bloodshed. I'm leaving on wonderful terms, and
So
who knows?
They won't let you fish
Who knows?
Norman?
I might win the first invitational on Okeechobee this year and make the Red Crest.
Oh, please, Lord.
That would be.
Oh, please, baby Jesus, if you're listening to me right now.
That would be.
So I'm go off limits here real soon. I need some spots.
That would be something.
That's awesome. Well, I do want to say this, and I know we've mentioned this before when we had you on, Bobby, but I want to say this again. The time that I made the decision, when I made my decision to go back to bass, it was interesting. And I'm not like Bobby. I'm pretty hated across the board, I would say. But
you had a little more going on than me.
I got more going on than you, and that's fine. I accept that. But anyway.
In order for Bobby to exist, you have to exist.
Well,
you can't have one without the other. That's what balances out the world.
The good and the evil. You got to have the evil.
balances out the world.
But when I made that decision, I think it was like the very next day, I didn't get a text from anybody. I didn't get a message from anybody at MLF except Bobby Lane.
I remember you telling me that.
Nice.
And I appreciate that.
Nice.
You're the only one.
That's awesome.
Hey, dude.
Didn't even text
you. Mike, there's not many pros that have come to my event when I asked you to come down here to support what I believe in, which is the future of our sport, our kids event. You were here, dude, and you came and you made it work, and the kids loved having you. And I know when I was coming to yours, things got twisted up. I had already double booked, and that was my bad. But you were there for me, dude. I'm there for you. I mean, I'm not in this to bat an eye or whatever. I'm in this to catch as many fish as I possibly can through my career and leave as many good memories out there.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Bobby, while you're at it, when you call Bass next time, can you talk to him and tell him that on the website you're listed as a columnist, not an angler?
Yeah, exactly. I will. Maybe that's coming up too. You never know.
We got to change that.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose a lot of coverage. The live and the cameras and all that. So I'm gonna get hammering down on those guys at the Opens next year.
Wait a minute. I think we're getting a special correspondence in from Hudley Crockett. Hudley
Crockett here. We interrupt this regular broadcast to bring you this special news. Allied forces have cracked the German code with the Enigma machine. And in other news, professional bass phenom Bobby Lane is defecting from the Bass Angler Sportsman Society and heading to Major League Fishing.
Back the other way? Already? We didn't start yet.
That's the news for you.
That's
the news for you.
The news is backwards.
It started back then.
Well, it's 2 years behind. It's 2019. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
It's still 2019.
Oh, I understand.
And in other news, Major League Fishing will be announcing a new digital platform where you can watch the anglers.
Pete's uncomfortable.
Pete's sweating. Pete's hot.
What the hell does it mean?
I've never been heckled during the
Wow. Hudley Crockett, man, you just never know.
2 years behind this time.
Yeah, when he's going to pop up.
Makes sense. Everything's
I'm
backwards.
telling you, that guy is very knowledgeable.
Oh God! All right, Bobby. If here's the scenario, and when I look at the open schedule and I look at the names that are in it, there's some amazing names fishing this year. There's some standout names that are, of course, you and Ish Monroe. Some names that are coming in, and it's almost like an easy. You look at it, you're like, oh yeah, these guys are going to make it, right? if you don't make it, and I'm not saying you won't, if you don't make it after the 9 opens, what would you reconsider going back to MLF, or is it a?
I'd go for it again.
Bass or bust?
I'd just sign up again and do it again the next year.
Gotcha. Bass or bust?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, have you fished a tournament with 225 boats in it lately? I mean, the Major League Fish. What are you guys fishing? 20 boats a day?
40 a day, but
40,
it's been a while. It's been a while since I had a co-angler. But I did the pro circuit the last 2 years and 156 boats, but we didn't have co-anglers. But listen, Pete, I didn't mind the co-anglers to begin with. I didn't mind the 225 boats. I mean, I have kind of gotten away from that for a while, with kind of being only 40 guys on the water and doing the same thing. But I'm looking forward to finding fish and going and catching them the next day. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to having that conversation with my co-angler in the boat. I'm looking forward to going back to this again. Like, this is healthy for me. This is what I need. It's something that I've thought long and hard about, and I know this is the right decision. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about any of the hoopla that comes with the opens. I promise.
I can tell you the fields have intensified, and I've noticed it in the last couple of years, and it's problematic, and it's advice like. For your upcoming season, it's hard. It's like you got to have 15 good areas.
Yeah.
Because there was so many people, they're all gone.
Yeah.
I mean.
Mike, you say hi to Amberly.
Hi, Mr. Mike.
How you doing? It's good to see you.
And that's Amberly's friend Emerson. They've never been on a podcast.
Hi, guys.
Oh, Amberly has been on a podcast.
I've never been on a podcast.
She's been on ours.
I think
She's
you're
been on this
right.
one.
I think you're
This
right.
is my youngest is 13 now. I swear last week I was saying they were 3, 5, and 7. Now they're 13, 15, and 18. I'm like, good Lord.
Can they hear the music?
Can hear what music?
The music that was playing?
No, they can't hear the music. Maybe. I don't
Could
know.
you
Could
hear
y'all hear the music?
No, I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear it.
Hold on. What? That was made beatboxing. I tried to make music.
I heard something. Yeah.
Here's the one difference, though, Pete. Bass did change the rules this year.
Pre-practice.
Pre-practice.
I love that
which
new
is
rule.
great.
Me too.
Because so although you guys have a giant mass of fishermen, you don't have the 80 that were there for a month.
Thank God.
Beating everything up.
on it.
So
Yeah.
that was a good rule
I love
decision.
Mm-hmm.
That'll play into the guys that can have a short practice period and figure them out.
I love
That'll
that.
play into their hands.
I love that.
That was
I
excellent rule
love the
change.
30-day off limits.
Me
right
too.
there. Can't sit on the lake for a month. I mean,
Yeah.
me and Ish have been going at the Bass Pro Tour for a while. We know what it takes to go through those long years, be more consistent. So I think, if we're going to do it, like I said, this is the year to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm pumped
I have
about
a
it, man.
question.
Okay. go
Last
ahead.
year
Are
was
y'all
here.
coming to the BLC?
No, they're not, Amber.
We'll be there in spirit, though.
They'll be there in spirit.
Yes.
Mike did come one year.
I'm going to win it.
Yes.
Hell yeah!
Yes.
Confidence is
Speak
key.
it into
I
existence.
am. We went
Confidence.
pre-fishing. We caught 20 fish.
Whoa. That's
We
a
were
pretty good.
pre-fishing for about maybe two or 3 hours.
What if people are listening that are going to fish the BLC?
Oh, giving it away.
You're giving your strategy away.
Don't give up any of the juice.
Oh,
We were fishing Kissimmee.
Tell them, and what were you throwing?
Fluke.
Uh-oh.
Pink flukes.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
pink flukes.
Yeah, those work the best down here.
Wait a
Pink
minute.
and purple.
Hudley?
Okay.
Hudley's coming back.
I got my hands full, don't I, dude?
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
We interrupt this broadcast to listen to Pete Glusek black pill a 13-year-old's ambitions of winning a tournament.
Oh! Hudley. Another great update. Black
I love
pill. Well, Bobby,
Look, because Bobby he just black pilled Bobby.
I
First
know.
thing Pete said is a black pill to Bobby about 7,000 people on the water.
I got you. I didn't say that to her. Maybe I'm about
That's
to.
why we interrupted the broadcast. So you can do that.
Man, I missed Hudley Crockett. I missed having him on the show. Bobby, thank you for coming on the show. I really honestly appreciate it. It's good to hear from you why you're going back. And I know myself and a lot of people can't wait to have you back on the Elites.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
congratulations, Bobby. Yes. Cannot wait to have you back.
Dude, thanks for having me on. You guys are awesome. It's nice to kind of be getting talked about again all of a sudden out of nowhere. You know, Mercer and Ike, and I've done a couple of write-ups pre-classic already. I like that.
Nice.
Good for you.
This is pretty cool.
That's
To
Bob,
see you
that's all right.
guys,
Hey,
to
Bob.
talk to Pete, you know, Pete always gives me crap, and it's nice to be on, dude. I'm glad I could be a part of it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for having me on, and I want to stay number one on the show, so let's figure out a way to keep that number up there.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
get
can
me
tell
on
you
a little
exactly
bit
how
later
that
this
number.
year.
I'll tell you exactly how that number keeps up. The first couple tournaments that you don't do well in, they're going to say it's because you don't understand electronics in the electronic era, and they're going to bring you on, and these old guys are going to rip the electronic crew. Watch.
Yeah.
That's what's coming.
I'll
next.
be one of
So
them.
that means I got my work cut out for me, huh? Don't
Well, no,
stop.
I just, hold your thanks, because they're going to tell you how much electronics are a problem in the
Yeah.
new sport.
And Brian,
Yeah.
Brian Carpenter,
Oh, shit,
little
right? God
little
bless.
pressure on you for getting Bobby and Chris on the next time. So that's
Yes.
on you, Brian.
And Bobby,
that is
yes.
thank you for the kind words, Bobby. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in you follow.
looking forward to it, guys.
Paul, anything for Bobby?
Well, yeah, Power Bay Paul here.
Yes.
I'm the local correspondent. I'm a diehard. I fish just about as much as I can around South Jersey, and I gotta say, your brother Chris designed my favorite topwater lure, the lane changer.
Oh, that's a good
one.
one.
That is
a
the
good bait.
lure I have caught the most topwater bass
I
on.
like that bait too. I
Midnight,
get it.
midday. That is the best bait I've ever thrown on topwater. And
thanks,
your
Chris.
That was the
your
most
brother
fishing
designed it.
related comment all night.
It was.
Yeah.
Hey,
We
Can't
need it
knock
one.
my brother, and I will never knock him. But
However,
me and him went head to head, spin rocket and lane changer. When you get us both on, we'll find out which one.
Yes.
Which one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Battle of the bands.
I love it.
Hey,
I love it.
Hey, Bobby, at the BLC, if you catch like a quick movement behind a palm tree, it's not a skunk ape, it's Power Bay Paul.
Oh, you guys
Here
are
we go,
awesome.
Dave.
I'm going to get into the family. Peace. Enjoy the weekend. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
and,
Thanksgiving, Bobby.
Dude, thanks again for the call. Look forward to seeing all y'all real soon.
We'll see you soon, brother.
Same here.
Take
Bobby
care,
Lane,
Bobby.
everybody.
Bobby.
Yes. Yes. Paul, that is a good bait, by the way. I've thrown that bait and I've had success.
I
on
love it. It's like a more subtle whopper plopper.
Yes.
It's like a finesse whopper plopper,
Finesse
if
whopper
you will.
plopper.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Chapo's pretty good. So I've fished all the plopper style baits. I think they all have a time and a place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
There's a lot of new ones coming out. The new topwater that I'm interested in is that one that has that vibrating jig, the Strike King.
Oh, it's the
Yes.
Hellraiser. Yeah.
Hellgramite.
That's interesting.
Here's
Gila monster.
Here's something real quick before we get on this next break.
Yes.
Interesting that he kind of
Hula
said
popper?
it. No, he threw it out there. Bobby threw it out there as like just a little like right as
Spin
he was
rocket?
getting off, just a little like threw us some fairy dust,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
is this is the most media attention he's been receiving for a long time.
I know.
And it's true, man. I got to tell you.
I had a
like,
comment, but I wasn't able to get it in. But
Okay,
yeah.
but
I mean, them pricks over at MLF never.
It's
Not
just-
the anglers, but the guys running the league. They dissed all of us. They didn't give any.
Yeah,
So,
it was bad. I mean, I went through the same thing. Like when I made that transition, it was like all of a sudden it came out of nowhere again. You know, excitement, people talking, the media, the chatter, the articles, and they just didn't have that over there. And it's a.
Why do you think that is? Is it more staff, or is it just a bigger footprint that Bassmasters has?
Bigger footprint, a historical footprint. You know, I don't know.
Better
but
journalists, better structure around the journalism.
better fan base attached to that journalism. You know, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Right.
But whatever the
I
reason
mean-
is, I bet you it had a big part of it.
And you got to
know?
think, 500,000 people are getting that magazine every month. Every month. I
Yeah.
mean, so it's constantly fresh on their mind,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I think the historical is
Historical
huge.
value is huge.
Yeah.
I like to give MLF props on
This is amazing
Yeah.
conversation, by the way, Jake.
Yeah, it's great.
This needs to get into the show.
Oh, what is it?
Ah,
Yeah.
Paul's OnlyFans account is on here.
Oh, yeah, Paul.
By Drunkwood, Jabberhammer.
Paul, you have an
Pete's-
OnlyFans account?
Pete's Grinder account.
Feet?
Hey, you have a
Paul.
grinder?
Only Paul knows
I had
about
no idea.
Chicken wing connoisseur.
Huh.
Oh,
Phenomenal fan base.
Speaking of,
yes,
we got those chicken wings we got to eat.
I know.
Chicken wings, chicken
Yeah.
wings.
I showed him how to properly prepare.
Yeah,
a
I was
chicken wing.
educated today.
cool.
Impressed.
God, you had
The
to
real
suffer
way.
through
Impressed.
him.
Impressed.
Dude.
Genuinely impressed.
I would rather have to talk to the poltergeist old guy at the door than sit through with him and his wings and how fanatical he is with eat. Sit with him.
2 seconds.
Sit with him and other stockers when they're doing it. Oh my God! It's
No,
like
we're not
watching.
Delanes.
It's like watching like I don't even know. It's like a sacrifice from ancient Egypt. Watching these guys.
It's phenomenal. Absolutely none of that's true, but it's friggin' phenomenal. Dave, you're the best.
Oh, my God. Pyramids.
His life has benefited.
Brian, I
forever,
believe it.
Dave, so. It took 2 seconds.
Yep.
2 seconds.
That's it.
Instruction was only 2 seconds, Dave.
Yeah.
1, 2, boom, over.
I sat
What you
through
put-
that
Oh, stop it.
during a UFC.
It wasn't 2 seconds.
It was bad. It was on the level of an ingrown toenail getting removed. Because of the fanaticism behind it. No, there's fanaticism behind it.
Did you feel the
dude.
pain like that?
I thought it was incredible.
Oh, okay.
I think we should end the show with Brian teaching the whole world how to eat a
Please.
chicken wing.
Oh, that would be
Me and
amazing,
you,
Lou.
student and teacher.
No.
Yeah,
We have
me, you, and
wings?
Dave, student, teacher,
We
and
have
Hayden.
wings?
And
Are
Heather.
there wings right there?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
never
shit.
was in a regular class, so I can't
Right.
teach
I
anyone.
like that, though.
I'll take that from you, and you
Way
can
to
show
know in a
everyone how to
regular
do it
class.
and see how many people's wrists get opened up.
Come on, Terry Bradshaw got in trouble for that last week.
What did he say?
He made a joke in that
Like a
light.
suicide joke?
Yeah.
Oh. This is like
It was tough. It is like life. It's a
Yo,
great
Terry. Terry. All right.
Terry, back up, Terry.
Yo, Terry.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
4,100, which is 4,100 viewers versus 40 million. Terry, right?
Yeah.
Dude, one of the best comments from Pete last show. Talk about scary. Pete, do you watch scary movies? No. Just never. He's like, just never.
Just never.
I forgot about just
Ever.
never.
Pete obviously delivered a lot better, but
That was great. All right, Brian Carver, let's take a break.
All right.
We're going to come back. We're going to corner Lou on a whole bunch of
Oh, boy.
uncomfortable questions.
dude, I
next.
can't wait to watch this Ike Foundation commercial again.
Oh, yeah. Let's
Oh,
keep
my
watching
God.
it. Now, isn't there a Founders in the mix here somewhere? Like an actual
Oh, I know,
good
but
commercial.
the Ike Foundation
That's-
one's like.
Oh, well, that's a bad one, but
form-
that's the good
yeah,
one's
it makes
Founders.
my wing seminar. It seemed like.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, your wing seminar is great.
I know.
All right, hang in there.
I've seen it. It's good.
Thank you. Thank you, Pete.
Hang in
It
with
should
us.
be a BU.
This night is not
Should be.
over. We've got more.
We got
When
some
come
good
back,
stuff coming.
We got Lou.
Yeah.
Hang in there. More Ike Live coming up in a bit. Bye.
You know, right now where we're standing, we're in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is right there. This is the concrete jungle. And, you know, a lot of those kids, as they grow up, they don't fish. It's interesting because they're surrounded by water. You know, the Delaware River, the Schuylkill, ponds, city park lakes. But they don't have the influence to cast, to fish, to have a rod and reel. And that became our focus, you know, is to target kids in what we call non-traditional areas, you know, urban areas, city centers, where the population's high, and let these kids have the experience. You know, it's amazing. I mean, some of the experiences we've had, whether it's Central Park in New York City, here in Camden, other parts of the country, even just casting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to see it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And you know, you see these kids have this experience they've never had, and they light up, you know? The big thing, I think, for the Ike Foundation is we're not saying we want all these kids to become professional anglers.
No.
Be great if some of them did, but we want them to have that fishing experience because it ties them to so many other positive things. The outdoors, nature, conservation, ecology, you know, all these amazing things in life that maybe they wouldn't have been exposed to any other way. We're trying to help with that. So it's important. It's important for us. We're proud of it.
Four and a half inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. It's a 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh.
At Founders Brewing, we asked ourselves, what if we brewed a beer perfect for any occasion? A beer that makes a weekday feel more like the weekend, and the weekend feel more like an adventure. What if we brewed a beer that brought us together and allowed us to be ourselves? A beer that is just as much of a companion as it is a reward at the end of the journey. What if we explored the unknown together and found a new way? What if we celebrated taste and flavor and life's simple pleasures? And what if we brewed a beer that could go where you go without slowing you down? What if? Founders All Day IPA. Low ABV and full flavor that goes where you go. Chase your what if.
All right, Brian. Torquedo today. We've got the Ike Live Tiny Boat out. I want to tell you, this is not just for electric-only reservoirs. It's for other things as well. Today is a great example. Where are we? What are we going to take this thing through today?
The Upper Susquehanna.
Upper Susquehanna River.
That's right.
Current, rock,
Lots of
nasty
it.
bottom,
Yep.
and we're going to use Torquedo.
Everybody else running jet drives. We've got the rock guard on the Torquedo. We're going to some small spots. We're
Yep.
gonna get in there. We're going to make it happen.
There you go.
Let's go.
Shallow water, speed, strength, power. Come on, let's go.
Consistency.
We are live, Michael.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Ike Live. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Man, we've had a great show for you tonight, but guess what? We're not even halfway over yet. We're going to go till at least midnight, says Brian the Carpenter.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer. But
So share this feed because you win something.
Right, share the feed. This is the Thanksgiving special. We just heard from Bobby Lane. Sitting to my right, Louis Monetti, a.k.a. Illuminati.
I got a question for you, Mike.
Yep.
How are they going to replace Bobby on MLF? How does that work?
They're not.
Well,
Damn.
Well, here, that's a great question, and there's two answers to it. One is they won't replace him from the standpoint of a compelling character, right?
No,
because
there's only one Bobby.
Yeah, because he's Bobby Lane.
Yeah.
He's very matter of fact, and that's what makes him Bobby Lane. So they won't replace him, but they'll bring up the next guy from the Toyota series that qualified last year.
Bobby
Toyota
Plain.
or the
the Pro Tour.
Bobby Lane.
Pro circuit.
Bobby
yeah,
Plain.
Pro circuit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Which is now the Invitational.
Right.
Yeah, Mike, did you hear what Brian? He said his name is Robbie Plain.
Robbie Plain. Robbie Plain. But here's the thing. I didn't want to get too in depth with Bobby. Like I wanted to corner him on some stuff, but like the word on the street, you know, and I have still a couple guys over there that
Sources?
I'm tight with.
Still talk to you?
Yeah, still talk to me. And you know, I won't even name their names because they're still fishing over there, you know, whatever. But the word on the street there is like everybody's, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of discontentment, right? A lot of, you know, like feeling stuck, discontent with the league, feeling trapped. There's a lot of that going on. So for the guys that have the balls to step up and say, I want to get out, hats off to them.
Yeah.
For guys that are there that have the exemptions to come, I see that happening. I think you're going to see that every couple of years.
Mike,
you're going to see
we got two that took it this year, right? We got Dion. Is that right? Dion Ibden?
I didn't hear that.
Dion. I know about Larry.
I heard Dion and Larry. I don't know if that's true.
But Mike, are we talking about real time or MLF time? Because if it's MLF time, then I think the news broadcasts have to be more like the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? Because, I mean, how long ago is this 3 years ago, this discontent we're talking about?
I think it's real time.
My sources told me 3 years ago that Larry Nixon said this blows.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like
they let him cheat
you have
over
this you have this like web of things that are pulling you, right? You have your sponsors, right? And where do your sponsors want you? Where do your sponsors feel comfortable? So that's important, right? Then you have, your personal needs. Then you have the league itself, right? Like the leagues tend to trap you in a certain place, right? Like you almost feel like, well, if you don't fish here, you're going to have to go, back here and you'll never make, you almost feel trapped,
So
sponsors have that much pull to influence where you're fishing?
They do.
Really?
They do.
Interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, straight up, I'll corner Pete on it. Straight up back in the day,
make Pete answer
I'll
to
corner
this.
Pete on this because I just want him to tell you.
Throw him.
Straight up back in the day,
always.
Pradco used to be straight up. If we catch you throwing any other bait, you're instantly fired from Pradco.
Dang.
How fucked up is that? You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to make a living in a professional sport where you have to win
with a limited number of baits.
And you have to win by any means necessary. And I think that's an old school mentality that still exists, that the sponsor controls your destiny. And it shouldn't. They shouldn't. You know what I mean? They should be important, but they shouldn't control your destiny.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
And the sponsorship thing is such a big factor because you got guys like Bobby Lane's in a different kind of category. He just won monster paycheck with the Red Crest. Has I don't know what his backing is, but I'm assuming it's better than average.
Right.
So your average guy that hasn't won the Red Crest is got his hands cuffed.
Yeah.
Like, can he take a year off?
Yeah.
And go fish the opens, which everybody knows the payout. You're not going to make money on the payouts at the opens. It's all about qualifying to the next level.
Yeah,
so you're going to have to fund yourself for an entire year.
Yes.
He's going to stage hooking himself with Pradco lures like, oh, I did it again. On the camera.
Self-hooking. Right in the head. But the other thing is, like I heard that the change that MLF did, which is recent within the last few weeks.
To 5 fish?
Yes, to 5 fish was there was two things why. One was, there's still that outcry of fans that say this is a tiny fish league and, change it.
Bobby said he didn't catch a fish on his flipping stick this year.
That's messed up.
That backs it up.
That does. Yeah. It does. And the other one was they did it as a result of, like Wheeler, Connell, those guys that are mastering forward-facing sonar.
But as defense against those guys?
But once again, from a couple of my sources, the anglers had a big influence on that because they, they're missing bass. They're missing the 5 fish. They're missing that old way. And it was the anglers that pushed for it too. And that was the hidden one that nobody's talking about. So, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm still an owner, and I haven't been on an owner's call in 2 years. So, who knows? I'm out of it,
You're like that, who was that Reds owner, Marge, the one?
I'm like Marge.
Yeah.
Remember her? No, but I'm like
oh, my
Marge.
God. Remember the MLB owner, Marge, whatever her name was? God, never mind.
I'm like
People
Marge.
that know, and they're laughing right now.
Hashtag Marge.
I can't explain the joke.
I'd like to give MLF
Not allowed to explain
one
the joke.
compliment as we beat them in the dirt over and over again. The only thing they did right was people were saying they were scheduling over events for Bass and MLF, and it's going back and forth. They scheduled Red Crest out like 7 years in advance and said, here's our dates, but they have to follow through with it.
Yeah.
But they scheduled 7 years.
I think I have a not undercover. I have
Your
a
sources.
I have a conspiracy theory that is just them trying to prove that they'll actually have those tournaments.
They'll be around in 7 years.
Yeah, which is.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah.
can
We'll
tell you this.
That's like whipping it out. Yeah.
I can tell you this real quick, and then I want to
Yeah.
hear from Paul about Sunset. If I did play the lottery 2 weeks ago when it was like
$2 billion.
A gajillion dollars.
$2
yeah.
billion?
It was $2 billion. It got up to
1.9.
$2 billion. I did
1.9 billion.
Becky and I played. We got like 10
Somebody
of
win?
the picked
Yeah.
up.
California.
One person
Yeah.
won
California, one
California. But my
Of all
dream,
places.
my dream was if I won that, John, I was buying Bass. I was buying MLF. I was buying that stupid what's the other one?
MPFL.
MPFL. It's not even going to be around next year. I'm buying all three of them, and I'm creating one league.
One league.
That was what I was going to do with the money.
What was the acronym going to be? Most important question of all.
I don't
Ike.
know.
I'm
sure
Ike
Ike
would have his
somehow.
name.
Everything's Ike. Yeah. Everybody would have quit and started their own league.
They would golf.
Yeah, let's go golfing. It's better.
That's the funnest part about when the lottery gets up like that is talking like
Oh
what
yeah,
you're gonna do
the
with the money.
hypotheticals,
Yeah.
isn't it great?
Yeah.
All right, Paul. Totally opposite end of the spectrum.
I can't do it.
I got to hear about it though.
No, the
Sunset Lake.
hypotheticals.
Oh, what hypotheticals?
It's
Brian
getting
don't
excited
like
for
dreaming.
No.
Oh, they're dreaming about the
Like,
lottery?
why even imagine it? Because it's the possibilities of it actually happening are so.
Because of hope, Brian. You got to live a
It's
hopeful
just a
life.
waste of time. It's fantasy. I used to pretend too.
Now here's the problem that we had. Brian did not play
Used
with
to play
toys.
pretend.
He didn't play with toys when he was a kid. This
Right.
is seriously his ability to imagine.
He just wrote a Huffy.
That's when you develop your ability
Brian's
to imagine.
Huffy.
His
No
only toy was a Huffy.
It was a hammer. It was a hammer.
A hammer and a Huffy.
Everything was like a nail because the kid walked around with a hammer everywhere.
Toy hammer, real hammer. That was it. He did. Hammer Huffy. He
Brian's
did. Only
hammer.
two. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're rolling our Tonka trucks and he's bashing it with a hammer.
All right, Sunset Lake.
All right, Paul. Sunset Lake. Big field today for Sunset.
Really?
17 boats
Whoa.
on
Whoa.
Little Sunset.
Wow. How many acres? 50?
What's that?
How many acres?
97.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Oh.
small. It's small.
It was
Paul,
loaded.
give us an update. A lot of boats,
17
small
boats.
lakes. What was
Well,
the word? Tough fishing. But let me say this real quick. 3.5 pounds won for 3.92 or
for
something.
three
like.
fish.
For three.
Three fish.
Three
Three
fish.
fish was the most anybody caught in
3
that
1
tournament.
pounders.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened?
And my partner Zach Thomas.
Yo, Zach.
He's a
Boo.
beast. He is a beast.
Yeah.
He put one keeper in our boat. It was 1.5 pounds, and it missed lunker by 0.2 pounds.
Shout out to Zach for that.
That's Iaconelli.
0.2 pounds.
Yeah, that's Iaconelli.
Yeah.
And then here's a funny
Iaconelli.
story. He hooked in. He foul. I guess I thought it was foul hook, but he hooked into a carp.
Yeah.
And so he thought it was a big bass at first. So I'm excited. I got my jig head is still in the water.
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, they don't count, but I thought we thought it was a bass. So I just set my pole down, grab the net, and the net gets tangled in the rods. I'm like, gosh darn it! So I pick up my rod to reel in my lure out of the water.
Yeah.
And guess what? Somehow that carp made it over to where my bait was sitting and got hooked in the mouth.
A double hook.
Double hook.
Yes.
In the mouth.
Yes.
So that way,
Rare.
it's crazy. He
Yeah.
had one hook, and he had my buddy's hook. It was in one side of the mouth, and on the other side of the mouth was my hook. And
Yeah.
he had to lift that carp on with a hook on each side of it because the
Whoa.
net got tangled in the mess. And
Crazy.
I'm like, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
But that's it
Double
was,
team.
Yeah, let's just say that fish was double secured and wasn't going nowhere.
There is more honor in being homeless on Skid Row and finding a half of a gyro in a trash can than there is catching a friggin' fish in New Jersey, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo,
Honor.
Dave, listen. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, guys. The first 2 weeks
Somebody
of
write that
November, there's a canal connected to Sunset Lake, and it's a spillway.
Yeah, it goes
and
to the
drops,
zoo.
Yeah,
That's good.
And man, I would go over there for the first 2 weeks of November. I would just toss the inline spinner, fish it against the current.
Yeah.
I would average a 2 or 3 pounder almost every
It's a
time.
good little Good little sneak hole.
Got a 5.5 pounder there, my biggest one of the year, on an inline spin.
Yeah, but how long ago was that? Before Never Give Up showed up with the tournaments.
That was like I think that was like the first week of November.
No, it was,
ruined it.
It was recent, Dave.
Very recent.
I mean, you used to be able to catch them in the lake. Now you got to. Now they're fucking.
Now
you got to go
now
up
they're
the
my area.
Mekong Delta.
Yeah.
Mekong
Before
Delta.
Never Give Up showed up.
You had 17 boats, and you had 5 of them actually catch a fish, and 9 bass total weighed in.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, and only 4 boats showed up to fish the Delaware.
You can make better contact with throwing a hand grenade in the middle of Wyoming.
You'd at least hit a McDonald's.
You might hit something.
Oh my God.
But it's crazy because I would think that lake would be loaded with bass the way I'm catching them in that little canal.
Yeah.
But they're like piranhas in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like one of my best spots, and the lake sucks.
Yeah. Did you? So other
Jordan
than the
Meredith says you guys Eiffel Tower to carp. Because Jake won't read the comments out loud.
Eiffel Tower.
Your voice is better.
No, stop it.
I got picked off for my voice on here already. I'm out.
A carp was the only thing you caught, right, Paul? Your buddy got
Well, I did catch my very first lipless crankbait fish.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well
very
done.
first on a lipless crankbait. You know what it was?
A perch.
It was a 3-inch perch hooked in the tail.
Wow.
I had to get a picture of that. That was.
There you go. Fish is a
Pretty good for
fish.
South Jersey.
Yeah, I'm really not.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the lipless because as a bank angler, it gets snagged too easily. You know what I mean? Picks up too much muck. You know, it's more of a deep water.
Take
kind
off
of thing.
that rear.
Oh.
Take off that rear treble.
Do you have any?
That's a good idea.
Do you have
Take off
any?
that
Do
rear-
you have
you'll
any
be-
quarter
you'll be fine.
ouncers?
Yeah, Pete, that's yours. Forget.
Do you have any quarter ouncers?
I've got like a couple I don't keep track
Back
of.
in the day, the quarter ounce trap on
Back
the
in the day.
ponds. Yeah.
Now it's 1/8 ounce, by the way.
Either or.
For real.
The quarter or the 1/8 back in the day, when I was fishing the ponds all the time, the deal.
Yeah.
The
Yo,
deal.
yo.
This
Yo,
time
yo.
of the year.
Yo.
I caught.
Yo,
I mean,
yo.
with Brian today, I caught a good one on a lipless in like
Yeah,
three
seen that.
in like
Yeah.
3 foot of water,
Yeah.
shallow. Yeah,
Crazy.
a quarter ouncer, little guy.
Crazy.
Yes.
Brian the Carpenter.
Yes.
Let me remind everybody real quick before we get in this next little segment.
Oh, what? Oh,
The
chicken
like-
wings?
Chicken wings. Yeah, let's do that next.
Yeah.
Like
How
and
about Lou?
share. If you're following on Facebook right now, if you're watching, like and share the feed. If you do that, you're going to be entered a chance to win this. Make a great Christmas gift. We're going to pick a winner at random at the end of the show. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Brian. Let's talk. You want to talk about the wings?
Let's.
What do you wanna do?
I think we got to see this.
All right, let's see
All right,
this.
real quick.
Yeah.
This is important. This
All
is
right.
very important.
Dave, now you got to.
I'm not going to say anything.
Don't say
Okay.
anything, but
Lou, you're
tell me
narrating.
if this is
I'm what?
similar to
You're
the
the
experience
narrator
you
here.
had.
You're like
All right.
making me relive getting thrown down the
All right.
steps and having to tell the cops that I fell.
So-
all right.
Kaboom,
All right.
kaboom.
So Brian's the professional here.
Okay.
I'll narrate.
All right.
So, wait, what are you doing?
Oh, Pete's going to video this too.
No, Pete's
I
texting.
am out.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, Pete's.
So this
Pete's
is
out.
Brian's. Oh, you got the. If you got the mic, you can narrate it. Yeah. All right.
Gin and juice.
No, but
Yeah.
Lou, you sound like Danielson learning how to kick on the pole. All right, with Miyagi next to you. So
Get
keep
Miyagi.
narrating.
No. He's got the mic.
Hey,
We
now.
got wings.
Where are the wings from, by the way, Brian the Carpenter?
Marinos.
Oh,
Marinos.
Marinos. Shout out to Marinos.
Yeah.
Hey.
Still there?
Great cheesecake.
It's the one in
Or
the
cheesecake,
Sun opened up a
cheesesteak.
place.
Oh,
Mount,
Marinos is good.
Mount Laurel,
Where were we?
Mulga Hill.
Yeah, that's right.
Mogo. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Folks home, here we go. We got
Okay.
we got our
Little
sauce
sauce.
Oh.
all over the
oh.
floor
Over the floor.
and some
Let me
blue
grab- let me grab
cheese.
one of these. Yeah.
Here.
Take your wing.
All right.
Reach in right quick here, Jake.
All
With
right.
this. With the camera.
What are you doing there?
Grabbing a
Twisted?
nub.
Describe
take
what
the-
you're doing.
Look at this.
Grab a nub. Little twist.
What is that? Oh, well, you got. Oh, you. I got a drumstick. You need the.
Oh, you
Yeah,
chose poorly,
oh,
sir.
okay.
You
I'm
need-
gonna eat this then.
Now you're, Dave.
You're boneless.
Boneless. Blue cheese. Hot sauce. Blue cheese first.
Tell why. Why the blue cheese first?
Because it won't stick after you put the hot sauce on.
That's sneaky.
That's it.
Because if you do the hot sauce first, the blue cheese won't stick.
Dave, and just coming
Well,
back to you.
so it was almost as convincing as OJ with the glove nut thing. Because it wasn't delivered to me in that manner of education.
Oh my God.
Here, take him.
No, that was that.
Bro, how good are those
You got to take the
wings?
sauce. You got to take the
Yeah.
sauce.
Pretty good damn wing.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, you inspired me to go to Marino's, man.
Shout out to Marinos.
The cheesesteak was awesome, too.
Damn.
I'm good.
Pretty damn good.
Post show, if
Nowhere
there's
for
any
me to
left.
park when I'm working there. That's the problem.
So now everybody knows.
All right, there you have it.
The world is more educated now
And
than
the
they were.
The twist is important there. I saw that.
You got to
The
grab,
twist.
yeah, you twist the bone out.
Right.
You
Yeah.
just did, you know what? So in order to explain my disdain for it, you had to have, I had to have 3 generations of 6-foot-plus stockles standing over, and you telling you how much you ate it wrong.
With
while,
their
you know, in the
hammers.
middle of a UFC fight.
Hammers.
Yeah, with hammer fingers. all their hands are like the size of banana cords. You know what I mean? And like, everyone's yelling at you because I left a few shards of meat. Like,
Nah, man. It looked,
People-
it
kids
legit
are
looked like a
starving.
little kid. You know, like you give a little kid like pizza, and they would take one bite and put it down, grab another one. You know what I
from
mean?
the side of it.
Just the meaty
They
bite
did,
of the
yeah,
wing.
they like the pepperoni off it, and grabbed it.
Right,
It was
with one.
disgrace.
That's funny. I'll let you get that.
Well, I'm gonna pose the same question that I had, when we were off the air. Like, you're leaving a lot of stuff in there that's undesirable.
I agree.
That you're chewing on, like when
Says
you pull
you.
those bones. I mean, you got the knuckle, you got all kinds of
What's
gristle in
undesirable?
there.
I hate, homeboy was going balls deep on gristle earlier.
Well, I'm just saying.
The bunion.
Yeah, the bunion.
The bunion.
It has nutritional value. though.
Yes, it
Very,
does.
very much so. But it's,
Well, there you go.
the texture is not
I'll
for
eat
everybody.
the damn marrow right now.
All right.
Yeah, well, that's a delicacy.
You're not going to win this,
Bone
Pete.
marrow.
They are huge
This sounds
on
like
this.
after hours.
Yeah, I've seen it. I do. The sauce thing is pretty cool. If you do it in reverse, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to
You
stick.
go, you get boneless first,
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to stick.
Slick.
and it's never ranch.
Yes.
No, blue cheese.
Blue cheese. Are good
I
luck
agree
yourself.
with that. I
He
like
put
blue
me through
cheese
that
better.
test.
Yeah,
Luckily, I passed. I don't know what would happen if I didn't.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Lou, I want to jump back, and we heard about your Thanksgiving, but
Yeah.
was Thanksgiving different this year? Like, has everything felt different since the win?
Man.
Like, seriously. Because the only reason I ask
Yeah.
that is I remember the year that I won the Classic. Like, everything I did for the next 12 to 24 months felt different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has everything felt different?
I don't know about different so much as just, in a way, almost rushed.
Yeah.
It feels like life's almost moving at like 2 times speed.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's super weird.
Like speeding toward the Classic or speeding toward the start of the Opens or
Yes.
both?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of next year. I don't know if it's just because the whole rush of that week and honestly the whole year.
Yeah.
It was just go this state, this tournament, then it was this show, that podcast, this show.
Yeah.
And then it almost feel like I just got that pace about me and life just kept going, and it's cool in a way, and it's also like, man, I got to kind of sit down and take care of some stuff at the same time. But no, it's been crazy. It's been awesome. But yeah, it just kind of feels like fast forward.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, it was very cool. I know we had you on. I don't know, was this show or was it
It was
BU?
Bass U, yeah.
We had you on BU
Like,
right after you won.
like 9 hours after I
like
won.
literally,
Yeah.
like literally right after. But and I think I told you there, but I want to tell you again how cool it is to be able to talk to you before your win.
Yeah.
And then now after. Like, that's a great transition. And the cool thing was, like, just for me personally, like, when that tournament was going on, there was nothing else in the fishing world really happening. So I was on my couch in my living room with Vegas watching, and it was like crazy. Like, the next to last day, not your last day, but
Yeah.
the day you caught like that monster bag.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching with Vegas. Dude, we're freaking out on the couch. Like, Becky's in the kitchen doing something, and me and Vegas are like, yeah! Like, we're like pumped up and yelling. But for me, it was cool because we got to know you before all this happened, and now after.
It's that, and that's what's so cool about being here is, I mean, Brian and I were talking about today. I've been the biggest Ike Live fan since like the beginning of time. So not only for for you guys to invite me on and Michael on prior to the win, and now to be here in studio after, it's just freaking awesome.
Well, it's cool. I mean, the one thing, Pete, that I saw when I watched, like when you do it a while, like Pete and I have been doing it for a long time. You become a critic. Like, you look at the show and you look at the way people fish, and you're very critical, of like watching the way that people fish.
Like
right?
when guys can't stay in the boat.
Right, and they fall in. You're critical of the way they fish. But it's funny because I remember watching it, and I'm like, of all the guys, because they showed a lot of other guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, Lou's the most poised. Like, he has the most experience. It was like obvious. It was like fucking reeking through the screen to me.
That's awesome.
That I could feel the natural movements throughout the day.
It's quite a compliment.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
seriously.
it
Like,
is. It
where the
really
other
is.
guys were
Thank
like,
you.
it felt struggling. Like, where you was just like, boom, boom, felt natural.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what led you to that point? Like, all your experience through your childhood and college led you to that point to have that confidence?
Yes. Honestly, I kind of set out at the beginning of the year. I'd felt like throughout my whole college career, I was like there.
Yeah.
Like, and in the results, it didn't seem that way at all. But I felt like I'd gotten close a number of times. The year prior, my junior year, the national championship at the St. Lawrence, I had the fish on to make the bracket that year, and it just didn't happen. And this year, I just made a complete conscientious effort to maximize who I am. Not try to get better, but maximize what I am now, and do so by kind of getting my mind right and going to every tournament as positive as possible, as prepared as possible, and just as mentally sound a place as I could be in.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of contributed to that confidence and that just, calmness.
It showed.
Yeah.
It showed. I mean, Pete, it was obvious.
But Lou, we were talking out on the boat earlier. Tell like the things that you did to get to that mental state. Like, you talked about like going out fishing, and if it wasn't a tournament, you were just fun fishing, and the bass weren't biting.
Yeah.
You said, "F it, let's go catch catfish," or like just changing your whole approach to it.
Yeah.
And putting an emphasis on getting your head in the right spot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And you don't have that much experience. You're only 23.
Yeah.
Started fishing when you were 11.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I mean, during the year when it wasn't a college bass tournament, that's the other thing, is I tried to fish as few as other tournaments as possible. My senior year, college has this incredible opportunity. Let's try and shoot for it, kind of a thing. And when I would go fun fishing, it was not about, like, you go to High Rock Lake in the middle of July in North Carolina, and you're not expecting greatness.
Yeah.
So if bass weren't biting at 12 o'clock, it was either, all right, let's go to the house and grab a beer, or let's go see if we can catch a bluegill on a freaking crappie jig.
Yeah.
Like, it was just my goal when I wasn't practicing or fishing a tournament was to have as much fun fishing as possible.
That's good.
Just so that it was fun.
Yeah. That's good.
Lou's been a teacher.
I have two questions. What?
Go
ahead. No, go ahead.
Real quick. Lou's been a teacher for, I don't know, probably about, how old are you, 22?
23.
23. So about 10 years you've been a real good teacher in the sport.
I
Lou and
have.
I fished in a tournament. It was a youth tournament, Bass Nation. And I had never been to this lake. It was in North Jersey, real famous lake. And I asked Lou, because he lives up there, I said, yo, where should I go? Is there anything to start with? He said, go to the creek. It's hot. I said, okay. My game plan was drop a trolling motor and start fishing first thing you see. So I said, Lou, I'm going to listen to you. I start running for this creek. Motor's on 100. I drive over a nice looking spot. I said, I'll waypoint that, come back to it. Waypoint it, drive all the way back to this creek. We fish back there for like 6 hours and we don't get a sniff. I'm like, guess it's not on today. We come back out and there's 2 guys that I'm real good friends with now that are sitting on the spot that I waypointed in the morning. They had a 6-pounder, a 4-pounder, a 3-pounder, all of the same spot. She sat there all day and milked it for 6 hours, won the tournament, all that. So what Lou's taught me is don't listen to doc talk, fish what you want to fish, and be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Because I listened to a local.
Strong advice.
I went to the doc talk. I went to this creek.
Yeah.
And we didn't catch a thing.
Yeah. It's honestly.
And those guys were Lou's good friends that were on the juice. you got out.
Good friends. Even better than they don't let me on it.
You got out of town.
So you got effed.
Yeah. It wasn't his fault though.
That's the thing is, I feel like that's a problem. Is
I listen to myself, my inners.
From a way, if I give advice to somebody, it's like do your own thing. But then the problem is, if you ask me how I'm catching them somewhere, I'm like the kind of person that I have to tell you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, and then I'm like, oh, okay, he's doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell them to do their own thing, and then I'm going to tell them exactly what I'm doing, and it's just a big contradictory mess.
So my first question.
As you get older, you'll find a way to tell them exactly what you're doing, minus a couple of things.
Yeah.
Just enough.
Well, best
Just
lie
enough.
has half truths.
Yeah.
So for younger guys watching, this is for you for a mindset. Mike and Pete, where do you rank poise in terms of intangibles and its importance?
Well,
That's a great question.
Yeah, I want to say this. As you were talking, and the thing I noticed when I was watching you in that tournament is the older I get, the more I feel like I have a problem with negativity. So, like, where the day's not going good, and I'm just like, oh, fuck it. Because, like, I feel like, I've been there, done that, like, I don't need this shit. But I love that positive spin on trying to stay positive in a day. I need more of that. I like hearing that because I need more of that.
Which
myself,
is poise.
It is poise.
Yeah,
I need more of that.
To answer your question directly, it's at the top of the list. One of the things I admired most when I was young, getting started, was watching Denny Brower break down and catch 20 pounds. And, because when you're out there, stuff is going to go sideways.
Oh, yeah.
Guys are going to be on your best juice. Your electronics are going to get fried. Your outboard's not going to start. Yeah. You're going to hit rocks and smash your prop and ruin your lower unit. Can't move. Mm-hmm. It's the one thing you can count on is it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen to you. So having poise, just being able to accept what's happening to you and spin it into a positive way has been huge for me, and I think huge for the guys that have been successful. Is like I always talk about it in terms of status. Like, all right, I can only idle. All right, what do I got? I got a cove in front of me, and it's got blood. This is what I got today, you know, and this is what I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make this successful.
Yeah.
And because if you see guys, if their GPS isn't working properly, they won't launch their boat.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have the poise to be able to overcome whatever obstacles put in front of you.
Follow-up question to Mike and Pete. Then I have one for you. Can you curate poise? Or are you born with it?
Well, I say you can curate. I think you have to have it, but you can even become better at it. I have a little mantra, like I start laughing at it. I laugh at the devastations that's happening to me. I'm like,
all wet.
You fall in water. You fall in the freaking water.
I remember that laugh.
I'm like, come on.
Are we still live?
Yeah. I'm like, just bring it on.
Yeah.
And I started to. It becomes laughable and it's weird, but I've told this to my wife, and I'm like, the more bad stuff that happens to me, the higher I do in the tournament, the higher I finish in the tournament. and I can't tell you why, but I have a couple theories on it because I can overthink things. And a lot of and by eliminate when shit's happening to you, it eliminates stuff.
Yeah.
And you start having to react. You start having to just fish by feel. Think the easiest course of action, the highest percentage of the things in front of me right now.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why those tournaments are better for me. So, but it's happened. Like I won Cayuga because the electronics all fried. My whole electrical system shut down in the boat.
Yeah.
You're going to win the next Open. I'm going to pull the spark plugs out of your boat.
Yeah, pull them spark plugs
I
out.
just think it's an important
Flatten
thing
your
for
tires.
aspiring young anglers to understand is we all have good mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you have it up here?
Yeah.
Oh, I have terrible mechanics.
Yeah, I
Anybody
don't know.
watching the live saw that.
I'll just real quick. I just want to argue the other side, which is, if you're a young guy watching, poise is better. I think that's way better. To have control and have positivity is way better. But let me say this.
Yeah.
All the success in my career a lot of it has been based on the opposite.
Fueled by anger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I kid around all the time, Brian.
Yeah, I know.
And I say anger is a gift.
Yeah.
It's a little line in a Rage song.
Didn't do well for me.
I think, but I think you're getting to the same place, just in a different way.
I agree.
Right?
Because I get when shit starts going downhill, I get so fucking pissed off and full of rage that like I wanna beat it down.
Yeah.
The opposite way.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
that
punch
has
inanimate
taken
It's a
me-
motivation.
That has taken me
Yeah.
to a different
Yeah.
level sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't recommend that.
That's a hard one. Yeah, that's a really
But don't do
you're
that.
gifted at that. You're gifted at that. But that's hard because a lot of guys like me, like if I got rage on if I fallen in the water, it can take you right out of the tournament.
You would have had even more views.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's almost like we're almost getting like deeply. We might need like a philanthropist, whatever, a smarter person than I know.
No, a philanthropist is who finances you.
Yeah,
you need a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist, that's it. There you go. Yeah.
Good.
See, exactly.
Dave is both.
Exactly.
Take 'em both.
Exactly.
Dave, were you a psychologist and a philanthropist?
I'm a people's psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist or psychologist?
I'm working on my people's doctorate.
Gynecologist?
Psychiatrists can prescribe things, right?
Yeah, something
yeah.
like
See,
that.
I know something.
Almost.
No,
Me
but
too.
I almost feel like the two. Those are like the two. You almost get to the same kind of neutral, natural state.
Yeah.
Whether you're extremely happy or extremely pissed off,
Yeah.
you get to this like I don't know how to put it other than like almost like a animal like instinctive state,
Yeah.
which is when you perform your best.
Right.
The way I always looked at it is time on the water, however great it is, and you can write down your experiences in a book, and I know a lot of guys do that, and it's great for them. The way I always saw it is it kind of backlogs in your subconscious, and it forces you to, when you're in your best mental state, make the best instinctive moves.
Yeah.
Whether it be from whatever state you're at, when you're at your best like performance state mentally, that's when your subconscious can come out and you can pull out these things where, a lot of my buddies will not yell at me, but call me out on like, oh yeah, Louis just gets lucky running down the leg and says, oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
It's not luck. It's instinctually, subconsciously backed up by hours and hours and hours.
Dude, and that's so hard to teach. What
Exactly.
you're talking about is the hardest thing in the world to teach.
Yeah.
But like when you won, it's funny because the last 24 months has been a assault on you love forward-facing sonar and technology, or you hate it. There's like no gray area at all. And when you won during that tournament, I was watching instinctive fishing, and I could hear all the old guys cheering and clapping. I could hear Randy Blockett at home. Dude, Randy was totally naked. He was at home masturbating to this. He had it whipped out. He was all because them old guys love that instinctual fishing, and so do I. I really do too. And I was watching it happen, and it was the counter to modern technology. And not that that's bad, because I'm not one of the guys that hates on it, but it was cool to watch it.
So,
It was cool to watch
so
it.
day one was it of the bracket championship? You were throwing marker buoys and triangulating.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who has a marker buoy in the boat? I do. Pete does.
Old people and Lou.
Old people and Lou. Yes. And Dave has a marker buoy in his boat, but the cord is too short because he cut it down to save on space of cord.
Yes.
But it's too short, so it just drifts away all the time.
Doesn't reach the bottom.
That was my problem all those years. I never thought of that.
You kept casting your buoy, but it was 40
kept
foot that way. 'cause your cord
triangulating
wasn't
to
low.
infinity. Did not know that.
To the wind.
Yeah.
But it is cool, Pete, right? To see a young guy
Love
have
it.
an old soul a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
And I think it's going to be, Bobby just talked about it. I wonder how he's going to do it this year, like picking up that flipping stick and and going. I think, like we've said it before, like the new technology is getting people off the bank.
Oh, 100%.
It's getting them away from that shallow habitat.
Absolutely. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't think that forward-facing sonar contributed to my success this year.
Mm-hmm.
In the fact that the fish on the bank were dumber.
Right.
I mean, than they have been. At least
Right.
I don't know if I don't think I've gotten that exponentially better in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I've gotten better, but I seriously think the pressure has really been lifted off the bank,
Right.
at least to some extent.
Yeah. It's a good thought about that. It's a good
Brian's
thought.
going to keep going.
Brian's nephew wants to know, how do the older guys like Larry Nixon coming back and Bobby Lane trying to go to the Opens and all that, how do they compete with the new guys that have the forward-facing sonar? Maybe we just answer that question.
Yeah.
How do you compete with the new guys that are getting that technology? Like you said, Vegas picks it up in a month.
Yeah.
So how do you guys compete?
I mean, I think you're going to see a happy marriage of guys that adopt it and are really good at it, and guys that run from it and do their own thing.
Yeah.
And then guys in the middle that can use it when it needs to be used. I think you're going to see a happy marriage of those three.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do.
And I mean, look, one thing I want to any younger guys watching, I'd like to like get out there. I've never been anti-technology or forward-facing or anything like that. A lot of my buddies think that I am. I've just never been one to think that one $2,500 purchase can take you from here to here.
Right.
The thing that's going to take you from here to here is hours.
Yeah.
Time on the water.
Yeah.
Take that
Experience.
$2,500 and take a month off work and put every day in on the lake.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make you better.
Or go to work, pay your bills.
Yeah.
Well,
or do like I do, fish before work.
Before work.
Double
after
dip.
work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You better be careful, like that the deep state forward-facing sonar cabal don't take you out for messing up the bank.
Oh,
Oh, now we're really getting deep.
Now we're getting deep.
Now we're
Now we're
getting
getting
I
deep.
got your back, Paul.
Yeah. Let me remind everybody watching real quick. If you got a question or comment, please send it through. If you got a question for Lou or anything you're hearing tonight, send it through. We got a couple boxes we're giving away.
Yeah, we did get one come through. I'm not sure who was this
Okay.
from. All right, Lou, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate your level of guilt tonight in this studio. Mike Iaconelli, 20 classic appearances. Bobby Lane, 12. Pete, 3. And you're the only guy going to the classic this year. How much of an asshole do you feel like right now?
0.
Yeah, Lou.
You shouldn't feel.
Although,
like that.
I was telling Brian on the boat earlier, I'm upset you're not in my first classic, man.
I know. I'm
I've been
upset
looking
about
up to you
it,
for
too.
10 years.
Yeah, I'm
You got to
upset
be there
too.
next year.
Well, I'll be there. I
All
just
right.
won't be competing.
All right. All right.
Be
I'll be
cheering
there
for you.
working. Yeah. I'll be there working.
I'll probably be there
Crowd,
day 3
crowd
too.
surfing
so.
again, right, Mike?
I might crowd surf.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jersey does it best.
That's right.
Hey, it's pretty cool. I'm happy that I was the first one to do that.
Being you
That
did
was
that
incredible.
right
And
at the
second.
end.
Yeah.
And you were no longer with Bass.
Yeah.
Did now that you're back, is the
Weren't
fine?
you in the
Did the
front row?
fine follow you
Absolutely.
back?
Define never followed me
They
back.
never fined you
They
for that?
never find me. Define never followed me back.
Wow.
No, I'll be honest. They've got a new whipping boy over at Bass.
Who's that?
As with Autumn.
Oh.
Yeah. They've got a new whipping boy. I'm not the whipping boy.
Are they
anymore.
finding him?
Oh, they're finding him out the ass.
Who? Who is it? The guy?
All right,
Yeah,
you
we
don't
can
have to
talk-
say it.
we
You don't
can
have to
talk about
say it.
this.
I mean,
Yeah.
Your show.
On him.
On him.
Dude, they find him.
Oh,
a
for
lot.
fishing in the underwear thing?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, cursing, fishing in the underwear, this and that. And it's
Yeah.
just him being him.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well.
the argument I have now with him and I had with me is that, you know, I think it's you have to have rules and you have to have that in place. But to use it to your advantage through media and then to go and find somebody is fucked up.
Yeah.
So, like this year with Bass, you know, like all that happening with that, the camera guy sees it coming. There's a little delay from when that feed's getting.
Oh, I got
if
you.
If they don't like it, cut the fucking feed. Don't leave the feed
and then
to
find
get
'em.
more viewers and ratings and then find the guy.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I got
and that's what I have a problem with.
Yeah.
You know?
Mate, I understand that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
Lou, let me ask the boring question here.
Yeah.
Mike went to school for marketing. What did you go to college for?
Same thing.
Same thing. Uh-huh.
Well done.
So you're telling them to cut the feed. Cut the feed before they air it.
If they don't have to cut the feed. If
Use the
I was
delay.
Bass, if I was
That's
Fox
what I meant to
or
say, was
Bass,
use the delay.
I wouldn't cut the feed because that's great for the sport.
Of course it is.
We need that. But I wouldn't find the guy because you can't find the guy. You can't
No.
use something to your advantage and find the guy at the same time. That's ridiculous.
I mean, the referee knew that Mr. Fuji was going to blow the dust into Coco Beware's eyes, and he would still let him do it. So it makes great. Why would they stop the kid?
Right.
You know.
It's a good analogy.
That's
Right,
exactly
Peter?
right.
It's a good analogy.
That proves the point.
That's right.
Now-
Proof positive.
Future proof
Undeniable.
Now, here's something I want to know. So,
that was terrible.
we know you've had a great relationship through your college career with Biz Bates.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and working over with those guys. And we love those guys.
Yep.
After you won that event, you make your classic.
Yeah.
You're going to be fishing all the opens. Did you give your 2 weeks notice instantly? Or
No.
I want to know about that.
No,
because
absolutely
that's
not.
interesting to me.
Yeah, no. I mean, as a lot of you guys in here know, I've been working for Biz Bates for, close to 2 years
Yeah.
now. And not like, you know, sponsorship working for. Like, I've
Yeah.
been tying
Working.
jigs and
Like
making
actually working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
making that. I've been, you know, in there. And it's not like a new hire just appeared. So I'm there, man. I'm help. You know, I got to help those guys out as much as I can.
That's cool.
And I honestly, I love it. I really do. And it honestly goes along with kind of what we were talking about earlier with keeping that good kind of positive mind frame, is going in there and seeing like a motivated, excited group of guys in the fishing industry every day. It's so good for me and them, and it's just a really great positive environment, and everyone kind of bouncing off each other. You know, it's going to be tough next year with the Opens.
Yeah.
Being there out 9 weeks plus the Classic 10 weeks, and who knows? I don't know who knows where else I'm going to have to go. But I'm going to be in there as much as I can, helping those guys out. And you know, more so than helping those guys out, I love being in there and kind of talking fishing. And, you know, where else can you go and sit down and talk fishing for 8 hours? It's awesome.
It's very cool.
So for, you know, a young guy like myself, it's such a great environment, and I love being there as much as I am a help to being there. So it's really great.
Well, that's a cool story. You know, we've known those guys for a long
Yeah.
time.
When they got
and-
started.
Yeah, when they got started. And it's cool to see a small company, you know, come in with the big names and compete, right? And do it because they're passionate about it, create some great products. It's such a cool story. So I
Yeah.
think so many times you see, like, the big ones. You see, like, Lou's, Strike King, and you see Pure Fishing and Rapala. And they're cool. They're great companies, right? But they're so big that it's sometimes scary to try to get involved in that. And
Yeah,
those
because then
guys-
lawyers get involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Satanists.
And I honestly think part of
Sorry.
It's a difficult space to compete in, that's for sure.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's tough.
And I think that's honestly part of why I've felt so, and myself and Biz have been so kind of, you know, Brian and Tyler and Jairus and John and everybody over
Ellie.
there. And everybody over there, Ellie, Linda, everybody. There's a gajillion people involved.
Linda, Miss Souza.
Yes, Miss Souza.
She's awesome.
She's just the best person ever.
Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley.
Is that all down? Where is that
Potsy.
facility?
Charlotte. In Charlotte.
That's the whole facility's
Cuda.
down there now.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
They moved out of Chicago.
Yeah,
Carmine.
Yeah, we're all together in there
Yeah,
now.
you gotta
It's
get,
great.
like we're like Bash University is one of the only businesses that have camped. Like, if you're a fishing business, you should be in the hotbed of fishing.
We are on Lake Hartwell in South Carolina.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Yeah, we are
That's a
there.
good place. Yeah, South Carolina's a good place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Carolinas, Alabama, Texas, you got to be there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, but I really do think that part of the reason why it's been such a good gel and such an amazing relationship and just time working there and working with those guys is that we're both kind of like, I was kind of the small guy just trying to poke his way in, you know, the little boat, the no electronics, all that stuff, like just trying to poke my way in the door. And Biz, same kind of thing, like not that huge or that blow up product, like just hard work and just trying to just work our asses off to both get to the same goal in the same industry.
Yeah.
So
I love
it's
it.
been an awesome relationship.
It's awesome. And
it
it
really
is
has
Small
been.
Business Saturdays, Pete. Did I mention
It
that
is.
already
It
at the
is.
beginning of the show?
Yes, you
Which
did.
is a great time. Here's something I'm disappointed in, though. I love that buzz bait from Biz Baits. The
V-twin?
The double?
Yeah.
And literally, I tried to order this like call it 3 months ago. I know, but listen to this. I tried to order it from Tackle Warehouse because Tackle Warehouse has it.
Yeah.
And I was back ordered, and then the order was canceled somehow. I don't know what happened, but I never got them. So I sit here at this day, still wanting that buzz bait.
Oh.
So you couldn't get that's like Brady not being able to buy a football.
I know. And I know, but I got connections. Tackle
That's what I'm
Warehouse,
saying,
too. Like,
dude.
Well, you got connections at Biz Baits too.
Well, I would love
we'll
to
take
have
care
a
of
few
you.
of those buzz baits.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Be good. They
So
might
you-
come into play next year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you're going to keep working?
Yeah.
Through this year at Biz Baits. You're going to.
You know, when I'm home.
When you're home.
Basically, yeah.
That's cool.
Pete, working.
Oh, please.
Playing the kid under the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Right?
Tying
Yeah,
jigs.
I was doing that this weekend. Yeah. Yeah. Working.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
How's the sponsorship game treating you going through this season?
Oh,
'Cause
man.
it's a well, we just found out that last year the Canadian kid
Coop. Yeah.
$50,000 is what he spent.
Yeah.
To fish 9, sleeping in his truck.
Yeah.
50 grand.
50 grand cutting corners with
Cutting
probably
corners.
food and lodging.
Food and lodging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he looked pretty skinny.
Yeah.
If I was his mom, I would scold him.
You're right. So let's say it's probably 55 to 60 is
Wow.
going to be the spend.
So did we
Who's
all
gotta
in?
eat?
So
Who's gotta eat?
did we talk about DOD today?
No.
No.
I was trying to change the subject.
Pete just black pilling everybody tonight, dude. So, Bobby, great. When was the last time you fished with 225 people?
No.
Pete's just trying to make sure there's 100 boats on for the next open, so he's got a
Nah,
shot.
it's wisdom. It's wisdom talking over there. Is
Well,
what it is.
I'm just
No.
it's a challenge to
It
come up
is.
with that kind of revenue.
It
Plus,
absolutely
because
is.
here's the deal, like that doesn't include boat payments, truck payments, rods, reels, lures,
Absolutely.
Why,
tackle.
why
all
are you
that
saying that to
insurance.
Lou? He's covered this year.
Well, that's what I'm
Ish.
saying. I asked him about sponsorship.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
It's I don't know. You guys might be able to shed more light on this than I know. It seems like, from my experiences, it's kind of like there was a weird dead period. It was kind of like the first couple of weeks of November were kind of dead, and almost the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I've kind of started to hear back from people and get reached out to. It was almost like after I won, there was like a weird, like it was like, oh, here's the high,
Yeah.
just from the win,
Yeah.
and then it hit a wall. There was
Yeah.
2 weeks of nothing, and these last couple of weeks, I'm starting to hear from a couple people. And honestly, the biggest thing is there's definitely, I mean, the college years, all of the college years and their sponsors, they really, it's such an amazing package between Toyota and Strike King Lou's and all the different companies that help them out. But hearing back from anybody has been kind of tough up until recently. So
yeah. Well, the
That's
classic
good.
is
Yeah.
the classic is
Yeah.
a marquee that sponsors can't run from because
Yes.
there's only so many guys that make that.
Yeah.
So that's something in your pocket. Had you not made the classic and you were just fishing the opens, I think it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
And that's just reality.
Mike,
You know what
I have a
mean?
question for you, Mike. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be his age now.
Yeah.
Trying to make a name for yourself here. Do you ever ponder how you would do it differently this day and age versus when you got in?
I don't think I would do any good. I think
please.
honestly, I think had I not come in when I come in, I think it wouldn't have worked out for me. I think it was perfectly aligned. You know, I think at today's age, even if you were to transport me back to my 20s, I don't think it would work the same.
Yeah,
way.
Why?
You were you were the
I
sword.
call
You were
bullshit.
kind of the.
Nah, you're wrong,
well,
dude.
I call
Nope,
bullshit.
you're wrong.
I don't.
It doesn't matter. You have what you have above everybody else is work
Paul,
ethic.
what do you think?
No, I'm serious. Hold on,
Mike-
Paul. Paul.
No, I wouldn't.
I'll shut your mic off.
Okay.
You
I'm
have
with- I'm
work
with
ethic
Brian.
above, so it doesn't matter whatever time period you landed in. If you had to use the electronics, if you had to, whatever.
You think?
I fucking know.
I don't know.
And Mike,
What do you mean I don't know?
Ass.
Mike,
I'll shut your mic off.
All right.
okay, Brian. Anyway, Mike, it's your personality. You know what I mean? You're a fun angler to watch.
That
You
don't
get-
catch fish.
You get excited when you do catch fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're fun to just watch. You got a great personality, and that's what
Yeah.
you have going for you.
And
And a marketing empire.
So this
And the bottom line.
wasn't a question
Hold
so
on.
everyone can yank his dong. I want to know how he would.
But he tried to pull his bullshit where I wouldn't have done good.
No, but I'm serious. No, the thing I was going to say. This is what I was.
Yeah,
Gonna
it
bring
did
up.
turn into a circle jerk.
everyone's like, yeah,
No,
Mike.
You don't have to do that.
I fell for
Here's
her.
the thing I was going to say. Like, I feel like I don't think it would work. Right?
I disagree too, but you got
let's
the
go
skill
back
set.
to-
You got the skill set. But what happens? What we found. Remember when all the guys from Jersey, we were all together, and so much talent in that group that we had.
Yeah.
But crap's got to happen, or it gets rough quick.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you can go through a personal, like a divorce, take you right out of the game.
Yeah.
You could lose your job, take you right out of the game. There's all kinds of. You could blow up your motor twice.
Yeah.
And take you right out of the
Yeah,
game.
but you know what? He had Ranger,
know?
he had Mans, he had Yamaha before he even won the Classic.
Then went right to laser lure.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's okay. Well,
I guess my point is that like he didn't need something big to propel him forward. Is all I was getting at.
Well,
No, I'm saying there's something
with
that
all
can
those other-
derail you. Something can derail you
Yeah.
in your efforts until you get over the hump, right? And then it's hard to get over the hump, and stuff out of your control can happen to you at any time.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I wouldn't want to go back. I wouldn't want to go back, and I really appreciate, Lou, that I see a similarity in your style to mine, and that's tough in today's age to have that style. And when I look back, you could have a great work ethic when we started, Pete, and there wasn't the waypoints, there wasn't the information, there wasn't the sonars that are seeing the things. You had to get out there, dude. You had to drop the fucking motor and fish your ass off. That's what you had to do. And I don't think that I fit that. And I don't think that today I can fit that as well.
I just wonder how selling yourself. Like, how does Lou
So-
sell himself today? How would you sell yourself today?
It's a different world. It's the same world. It's a different world because back when I started, there were very few guys from the Northeast. There were very few guys that were different. There were only a handful of us
Yeah,
that
it was
broke the
tucked in
mold.
shirts and mustache.
Right. So that was different. But what's the same and is always that you have to sell yourself as you, and you have to sell something unique. And that's the same now. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a more open sport, but you have to stand out somehow.
Yeah.
And
Illuminati.
you have to stand out, but it has to be real. And that's the key.
Dude, the logo. It's got to.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first
I'm
step.
telling
It's
you.
got to happen.
James Riley, if you're watching this right now, I
Yeah.
know, James, you watch and listen to a lot of these podcasts. James Riley, we're asking you for a favor on this one. We need a Illuminati logo. We need a
Blue
whole
money.
branding.
Definitely
we need a whole
triangle with an
storyboard.
L.
We need the whole thing right now. James Riley, we're tasking
That
you.
eyeball needs like where Mike has the.
Look at Dave. Look, he's getting nervous.
Mike has the shark
Look
mouth.
at Dave getting nervous.
Your
Brian. Look at him.
your boat needs to have that eye. just needs that eye right on the
triangle.
hull, man.
Yeah.
Just
That
the
was-
L.
Yeah.
Brian's
perfect.
mad though because Bud Cipolleti has it, so Brian's mad.
Am
a
I
little
mad
bit.
at that?
No, Bud does have it though, right?
Does?
Bud has what?
The pyramids.
Bud's symbol is the triangle with the eye. The
All seen. I
fish
have
wick.
Well, after he wins the classic, he'll be Louis
Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but to bounce off all that, I mean, the way I look, in 5 years I could be in bass fishing irrelevancy. Who knows? The way I'm looking at it is at the end of the day, like you said, you have to be yourself, and I don't plan to be any other way. I don't know how to be any other way. You know, I'm sure I could post more on social and all this other stuff, and I will. I'll do the best I can at it. But at the end of the day, if I don't catch them, I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
If I don't catch them next year, I don't make the elites.
That is part of the equation.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I feel like once you get to the elites, surviving there, that's a whole nother strategical ballgame.
Yeah.
But you got to get there.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm currently at.
Yeah.
You don't put make it to the elites this year or break.
Not or break, but it's definitely the number one goal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, going and fishing the Classic and doing well would be, talk about dreams and stuff like that. I mean, that's like miracle dreams,
Well,
But making the Elite Series is something I feel like I have to put a serious target on.
Yeah.
Because this is an opportunity that doesn't just pop up.
Yeah. There may not be many more.
No.
They have 2 chances, 3 chances.
Exactly.
Who knows,
Exactly.
Has the registrations for the Opens concluded? Like, do we know how many are in all 9?
You wait until
They
last,
said
take
it's
call,
like
last call.
I think
I'm already registered.
I think it's 175.
Yeah, it's like 175.
For all 9.
175 or all 9?
For all 9. And the rest of them filled in 20 minutes, supposedly.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't register for any of the Opens this year. Thank you very much.
Lou, if you need help with that the social media stuff, just check out Pro Edge Fishing.
Oh, I know.
I'll help you out.
I just need the money to pay those people first.
Oh.
They just get under the milking table like these two.
Yeah. Milk them down. Milk the udders.
Milk 'em.
Yeah, milk them, Mick.
Milk 'em. Yeah, I had something.
Have you been to the Classic?
Never mind.
Water?
No.
While you're looking?
I was at the 2019 Classic.
Okay.
But, no, I haven't been
Are
there.
you going to?
No. I didn't pre-practice for anything this year except for the National Championship on Winyah Bay, and it totally, absolutely screwed me. So I don't plan to do it again.
Did you talk about Norman practice? Your practice?
No, I didn't. This is a cool story. Yes, we were talking about today. I don't even know how it came up, but my first college tournament. This is like we're about to go to a dark, deep place.
Yeah.
I went to Charlotte to kind of be able to fish year round.
Bang bitches.
No, sadly. Who said that?
Who do you think said it?
Fish year round.
They're easy. They're everywhere. What are all these straws in my drink?
Brian's ghost.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're gonna return to Brian's ghost.
That's my least favorite.
No, that's my favorite.
It's one of my favorites,
Becky
too.
shamed that out of me.
Yeah.
Bless
So
her.
good. Damn it.
She told me I
Brian's
sucked.
ghost. No, good.
Nah, I think it was more a shot at me.
That's awesome. Anyways, long story short, I was in a deep, dark place my freshman year. Or like first semester, I didn't have my boat. I was at Charlotte. Had to get grades to get the boat down there. Got the grades, brought the boat down, and was like, all right, all I got is this first college tournament on Norman. I got to fish it.
Yeah.
And I got to catch them. And I fished a month on Norman, like literally 20, 25 days. I caught one limit in 20, 25 days.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it was for like 7.5 pounds, and I was psyched because it was after like 15 days of awful.
Yeah.
And I was so psyched. I remember going back to my dorm and like being all excited, and I looked at my Facebook, and they were like, oh, big tournament on Norman, and I clicked on it, and 23 pounds won. And I was like,
whoa.
Oh, so it was just one of those days.
Yeah.
Like 16 pounds to get a check. Like it was an incredible day on Norman, and I was all proud of my
That's
7
crushing.
pounds.
Yeah.
So the college tournament comes around, and this is a freaking awesome lesson for whoever's at home young guys watching, guys who are struggling watching. I spent that whole time trying to do what I was told to do. I never spent any time in the Carolinas. So I was going down. I was winding my red crankbait. I was ripping, stopping. I was throwing the jerk bait. I was rigging. I was Carolina rigging. Doing it all. Terrible.
Yeah.
First day of the tournament came along, and it was still terrible. And I said, screw this. I'm going to do what I do. And I picked up a stupid-ass Ned rig and went to work. And came in 8th out of 260 in the tournament.
Whoa.
And it was like
Dang.
It was just like that foot in the door kind of like, this is.
Yeah.
I belong to be here.
Yeah.
And B, like, do your own thing.
Do you, Lou?
Right.
Do your own thing.
Yeah.
And
Do
that's
Lou.
Especially with that many competitors. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think the bigger the fields you get, you really start – a lot of those competitors get drawn into what they're supposed to be doing instead of what you like to do.
Yeah.
What you
Dude.
feel you should be doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on top of all that, I was talking to Brian about it today. I was like, I happen to know another guy that had his big start on Norman.
I did. I did.
So it was
That's
cool.
crazy.
It was a cool little moment. Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm glad you brought that up because it brings something up that I wanted to ask you, which is, even though people know you as a North Carolina guy, because of your collegiate experience, how much of your New Jersey upbringing has helped with your career so far?
All
like
of it.
that story right there sounded very Jersey to me.
Yeah. Dude, it's all of it.
Yeah.
It's all of it.
Why? Tell me how.
It's just the grinder mindset, the never give up mindset, just the
like Sunset with Paul today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
sometimes give up.
Yeah,
sometimes give up. I agree with Brian. Sometimes pick up the red worm, go down the bank, catch your bluegill.
Yeah.
And then go to breakfast.
Yeah,
Go to breakfast.
Exactly. No, but just I miss it.
Did Trevor Topkin teach you everything you know?
No.
Yeah, Trevor.
Absolutely not. Trevor Topkin fishes like he's 10 times more of a man than I am because he is. He catches some cool ways like flipping and cranking and all that stuff that I don't know how to do. I got to pick up a stupid little spinning rod with 6-pound test and catch him.
Hey, don't diss the spinning rods. That's
Hey!
all I use.
All chiming in.
All the big fish I've caught have all been on spinning rods.
I am plenty.
Hit him, Paul.
Hit him, Paul. Hit him hard.
I am plenty adept with my spinning rod, and I still hate it. Anyways.
Well, if you want to learn a few things about how to catch nice fish consistently on spinning rods, I'm your guy.
Yeah!
You're welcome.
All right.
BSU.
All right.
What, you guys got Paul on Best U?
No.
Soon.
Might be a good
Not
one.
yet,
Awesome.
but,
I'll watch that one.
Not yet.
They don't have that kind of vision over there.
I think that'd be a
That
good
vision
set.
left with me. Just kidding, Pete.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding, Pete.
Lou,
No,
what was up with navigating Lake Seminole with hand
With what?
Hand movements?
Hand movements.
Like sign language?
So my buddy Andrew's on the message board.
Oh.
That, by the way, shout out to Andrew. He's the guy.
Shout out to Andrew.
He's the #1 guy who believed in me at Charlotte since day one. Thank you, Andrew.
Andrew.
I love you.
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah. So, anyways, we were on Seminole. I didn't have a map chip, and yeah, it was tough.
Wow.
It was tough. He was on Navionics on his phone, and I was driving the boat.
Left.
Oh yeah,
Right.
straight up, dude. He's going.
Whoa.
Like navigating the
Yeah.
channels, dude.
Yeah.
It was,
Well,
Why didn't you just
sketchy.
grab the phone?
it was raining.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know the Tommy Biffle rule.
No.
Well, if you don't see it, you can't hit it.
Well, true.
Just go.
Just go.
I found that out at Winyah Bay. And then I
go.
did hit it.
Oh,
but
man.
you just kind of bounce off.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
I think the Jersey thing.
it's huge.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, Dave. I think it's a help more than it's a hinder. You
I
know?
think it's a mental toughness
I think
edge
it's a mental toughness.
that you have
Yeah.
from fishing in places that are difficult,
Yeah.
and being able to hang in there for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Our sport is different from a lot of sports, man.
Yeah.
Even golf, like maybe you got to hang in there mentally for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be on point
Yeah.
for 8 to 10 hours.
Dave?
3 days in a row. 4
3 days in a row.
Yeah.
It's incredibly
Yeah,
tough.
but I think like Paul's the quintessential Jersey angler. Like he not only has to deal with that, but then he has to deal with it on the bank.
Mhm.
Like he's you know, he's got this much room instead of the entire lake to deal with.
Yeah.
You know.
Basically, it's like I do what I can with what I've
With
got,
what you got.
with what I'm presented with,
Yeah.
and I try to make it work.
You make the most of it.
Exactly.
You make the most of
I
it
can
when there's
relate.
opportunity.
I can
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah. That's a Jersey mentality.
And then you drive to the next spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Running gun.
I'm like, well, this pond sucks.
I mean,
out of here.
And I'll have some more hot take topics of Brian and I's conversation today. It's almost, I don't want to say exclusive to, because I feel like I'm more of a central guy, but that kind of success and grinder and all that stuff almost is even more of a South Jersey thing than it is a Jersey
1,000%.
thing.
Yeah.
North is weak.
Yeah.
North is weak.
It's because they got all the cool fish, the muskie, the pike, the walleye, lake
They just
trout.
have more
Well,
of
they
them.
have a DNR. They have a fisheries that actually take care of them.
You
Down
see
here, they
the new
the stepchild of,
right.
of fish.
Right.
When I fish up there, at least half, if not 3/4 of the field sits down while they're fishing.
Yeah. The NJDFW.
Do they sit down when they pay too?
Clearly.
The NJDFW looks at the state and goes, "Okay, let's take care of this part." You know? Yeah.
Right
dude,
on.
it's so bad that they had a fall stocking schedule printed out. Internet, on the magazine, everything. And it was like, blah, 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 Mary Elmer, we're stocking.
I do
our-
solemnly swear.
Yes, I do solemnly swear we're putting 200.
Yeah.
And the fucking funny thing about it is in the manual, online in the manual, they even had it down to the number. Dave, they were like, we're stocking 287 trout in Mary Elmer Lake. Okay, are you fucking kidding me?
287.
First of all, is there a dude counting the trout? Anyway, I go to Mary Elmer. Dude, I'm there forever, the entire day. Dudes on the bank, like 40 dudes showed up on the bank, like lined up,
Why
like
do
elbow to
people
elbow.
do that? My God.
Dude, the truck never showed up the
Yeah.
entire day.
That's brutal.
The stepchild of fisheries management, South Jersey.
He stopped somewhere along the way and dumped them in the gutter.
Yeah.
like we did with the Courier Post when we were
Courier
delivering
Post and
papers.
Shopper's Guide.
Oh, man.
Shopper's Guide.
Yeah, they went
But
in the
why did
dumpster.
people
Second
sit there and
Woods.
wait for 6-inch trout to get thrown into a lake?
Because
I know,
because
right?
it's that's all we got.
Yeah.
That's the only little bit of excitement.
I
that
got
we
more
have.
respect
Now
for
tell
the
me the real
jerk off
reason.
that sits out front of Walmart for 5 hours last night waiting
the
for
Cabbage Patch dog?
waiting for like a fucking PlayStation controller because it's $10 cheaper. And I do some jerk off waiting for a trout.
Nah.
Oh, come on. It's about as suspenseful as stepmom videos stuck in a dryer. My stepmom's stuck in a dryer. Like,
Oh,
what's
my
gonna happen?
God,
You know what I mean? Get out of
Mark it.
Yeah.
You were wrong on everything, and you still won.
Oh God.
So in this month's unboxing, we have
My stepmom's stuck in a dryer.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Wow. Oh God.
No one can even recover from that. All right,
No,
let's go.
no. Where do you go?
Yeah, you think anybody from the state fisheries will come to the Ike Foundation Bank? Answer the show.
Nope.
Probably not.
Well,
invite them. They weren't watching.
yeah, I was going to say, if
Probably
they're
right.
watching, that is.
They probably weren't watching.
It's messed up, man.
That was great.
Dave's stepmom on his message board.
That was quick.
She got out of the dryer?
She escaped.
She was just a tumble, Pete.
The lock.
Just never.
Yeah, pop that lock. Yeah.
That was quick.
Pop that
All
lock.
right.
Lou, I'm curious. The other thing that Bobby said, it
Yeah.
was like loud and clear when Bobby came on that the classic was something that he dreamt about since he was a kid. Like it's the marquee that brought him over. Is this something you've dreamt about? Like, is this already a goal for you, just an accomplishment, just to make this classic?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
long? How long? When's the first time you thought about it?
I mean, I started bass fishing when I was probably 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Then. So,
Long time.
10 years,
Yeah.
11 years.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
It honestly doesn't that I'm fishing that tournament. like at all. Like
Yeah.
when I get talked about it or somebody asks me about it, it doesn't feel like it's actually happening.
That's cool.
It's insane to think about. But I will say it's funny you bring up Bobby when he was talking about it, because he was sitting there talking about it and I was like getting chills thinking about it. Just like even trying to conceive it is bizarre.
When you visualize it, who actually is calling your name while you're doing it? Is it Mercer? Is it Mercer's predecessor? Who before him? Like,
oh man,
yeah, who's doing it? How about you?
Oh,
how
man.
about you? How about who did you when you were
Dante?
visualizing this? Who'd you envision being like? Pete
That's tough.
Cusack, you know, like, who'd
Yeah.
you picture?
Oh, it's for me, it's Ray Scott.
It's got
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
How
dude,
about you?
even as young as I am, it's Ray.
It's Ray.
Yeah.
For me,
no
it's-
disrespect or anything to Dave. It's just, dude. Like even the other day, I was stuck in traffic, freaking driving home from Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I was watching just like the '95 classic, like I think they call it like the yearbook or something.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Herschel winning and them going. Like that's the classic, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, when I visualize it, it's
Even though I wasn't
actually-
alive, it was-
It's Charlie Evans. It's Charlie
Late
Evans. Even though
line.
he never announced the classic. My vision, I visualize Charlie Evans announcing me. for my
Interesting.
film. Charlie Evans from FLW.
Five fish. Mike Iaconelli, running me, New Jersey. 5 fish, 5 alive. His weight, 11 pounds. 11 pounds.
Just waiting for the scale to counter.
11 pounds.
They're lively ones.
11 pounds. 5 ounces. Mark it.
Mark it. Yeah.
What you catch him on, Mike?
And then I'm like getting ready to sell. Well, I was using a man's.
Thank you very much.
Push you off stage. They'd always call you on by your boat sponsor.
Ranger Boat Pro, Pete Klosik.
Yeah.
Mount Laurel, New Jersey.
That's funny.
5 fish, 5 alive. Pete, how'd you catch him? Thank you, Pete.
And Pete's like,
And he never missed an opportunity to talk about how the fish, he couldn't get the scale because the fish were flopping because of the Ranger live well.
Ranger live wells.
Yeah.
Ranger live wells. Oh, them Ranger live
Those
wells.
skeeter
Ranger
those-
live wells are so good.
We can get those skeeter weights almost immediately. These Ranger ones are delayed. So lively.
Well, you got to get your logo and you know your name together for Mercer.
I know.
No,
You know?
Mercer gets named together.
Well,
you
I
could,
mean,
you could do
love
it both
that.
ways.
You help 'em.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could feed him that and
Yeah.
tell him what to
Give him
say.
some ideas.
Or if not, a lot of guys don't do that, and then he comes up with
Right,
it. And then
sure.
then you're stuck with it.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd rather force it to him. You know?
Yeah.
I got to say, Mercer's amazing job, and I think
He
he's,
does. He
Yes,
really
he does.
He's what every people that are making it now, they're going to be looking to him as the Ray Scott, right? He's the marquee, and you know, when I got started, it was Ray, but Mercer's done an awesome job.
Yeah.
You know,
No, for sure.
A lot of energy.
a lot of
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Puts it out there. So I had one in the notes, Lou.
Okay.
From earlier, and this is just basically kind of a guy's call, you know, like twins' birthday. Just curious what everybody's thoughts
All
is
right.
on this.
So I was having a tough time with this. My boys, Max and Mike, UNC Charlotte guys.
Yeah.
Two of the most awesome kids. They're freaking good. They catch them too.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's their birthday today.
Yeah.
Text them in
birthday.
group chat. You text them separate.
Oh.
What,
Oh,
they're
that's
twins?
Yeah.
Identical.
I do them both together.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, boys, love y'all. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Group chat. I figured it was,
Do they like complete each other's sentences?
no.
All right, then I'm not. Yeah, I'm doing it together.
Shout out, guys. I love y'all.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Mike,
Do they wear like matching outfits?
Pete,
No.
I you know, I don't.
forgetting their birthday.
No, man, it's like it's more personal to do it individual. But the
It-
way
this
you
is true.
said it, was awesome, man. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Tied it together.
yeah.
It's awesome.
It's
How long you
I
known
mean, you
them?
can't screw it up, right?
2 years?
It's all good.
We've known Dave all our lives. We forget his birthday every
We
freaking
do.
year.
It's because you're the first to go. That's the problem.
The
You're
first to go.
It's because we're all retarded
Like,
after
we're-
fucking
especially
Thanksgiving.
now.
We're drunk on turkey.
Yeah, and especially now, we're like on that downward slide where you're trying to forget your birthdays, and you're the first to go.
There's no excuse.
So that's like a real like 50s was a horrible number. 50, holy fuck.
We forgot everyone before that.
But now you're 41.
Stop it. Knock it off.
2.
We forget everyone. Why did we do that to Dave?
That's all right.
Dave, we owe you.
Are you 50 or 51?
Ooh.
You're the oldest in the group.
I'm the eldest.
And the
Cool.
wisest.
Happy birthday.
I don't know about the wisest.
Oldest and wisest.
Most well read of the last 10 years for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let me.
Like all of us were like this and then like that, and Dave's just been a slow, steady of this. Started real low, but he's just steady climbing. Steady climbing the whole ride.
It's a good long-term investment.
Because I have the best calves. Calves get you through to the finish line, man.
Yo, Cam.
You're right. Damn.
They do. Real quick, let me remind everybody, this is your last chance. Like and share the feed on Facebook. Be entered a chance to win the Elite Box. We're going to give this away in just a second. While we're doing that, why don't we do our unboxing? Yeah. Brian the Carpenter, I'm going to do a Pro Box tonight.
Whoa.
Let's do a run-of-the-mill Pro Box. What do you
Run
think?
of the mill.
Yeah. I
All
mean,
right. Yeah, this, that, and the third.
This is a good box. All right, you know how this works. We are the only live podcast to do an unboxing. Tonight it's a Pro Box. Great to do this too, Pete, right before the holidays to give people an idea of what you get once a month on your doorstep. Let me remind you, the thing I love about this box, a lot of stuff in here you wouldn't buy on your own, which I like. It's like forcing stuff in your hands, which I really like.
I think Dave, for his birthday, gets to go first.
I think Dave,
I agree.
Dave gets to go first. All right, so we'll give it to Dave.
I actually like to hear Power Bait Paul's take on it. As birthday boy, can I defer?
It's your birthday.
Oh, you could.
It's your
The
birthday.
boss.
You want to give? Yes.
I defer to Power Bait
Oh,
Paul.
Paul gets the first pick.
He wants to kick off. He wants to kick off.
Power Bait Paul
Paul.
never
Good
gets
call,
first
David.
choice. He always
Dave
gets
wants to take
Oh, wait,
the ball
hold
out.
on a second. I've been here for every damn show.
Yeah.
and I've never got
Paul,
first
this is
choice.
like 11
your
years.
day will come.
You better watch
Your
your
day will come one day. One day.
Paul,
You have power tools
Dave
stacked
did
up on
something
unopened
positive.
boxes.
Yeah, it's to make up for all the times he's roasted me, and I didn't have a quick comeback right away.
It's a makeup.
I had a
man.
school zone joke
Oh.
I was going to hit him with earlier, and I felt guilty that I was going to use that, so I just gave him
I
the
saw
box.
you. I saw it. I saw you swallow it down.
Yeah.
Swallow
I
it
did.
down.
I did.
All right, I got
It's a
mine.
better man.
So, here we go.
All right. Go to Dave, and we'll come back this way. All right.
Now we're going counterclockwise.
Okay. All right. We might need the Paul cam for this
Oh,
one.
shit.
Doesn't Paul talk on the Paul cam?
Yeah, hold on. This is Brian the Carpenter. We pimped the Paul cam earlier.
Yes.
So we got to use.
Brian.
Fucking nailed it, Paul.
Oh, my God.
What is happening?
It was like a Jerry Lewis telethon.
He killed it, man. And he picked and he's got the popcorn's jig.
You asked for it, BTC.
That was awesome, Paul.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic.
Mark it.
Jake's on the floor.
Mark it. Mark it. Please.
I need to watch that back. I need to watch that back when
Paul,
I'm
hold
in a
that- hold
better
that
state
jig
of
up.
mind.
Hey,
Go again. Oh, that's messed up.
Come on, man. I thought it was outstanding.
So what you're saying is I'm smarter than you.
No, you are. You definitely are.
Smartest guy.
Oh,
Sure.
God.
All right. So I'm going to
man.
do mine. I got a
That's
nice little
unbelievable.
spin tail by Trago.
It's a Mullux.
Looks-
Oh, yeah.
Pretty rad.
I know that
Oh,
bait.
hold on. I'll get in on that.
That bait is rad, dude.
Yeah.
I'm leaving you with
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
that is.
I'm coming in
That's
last.
a good one,
What's the
dude.
retail at? Like
That's
13?
a good.
What got left?
I think so. I think it's about 10, 11 bucks.
Yeah, it's an expensive bait, man.
Yeah. That's a good one. All right. Here we go. Pete, I want you to watch this. I know you're still picking, but I do want you to watch this. Okay, yes.
I remember those blades.
Yes. I picked a little spinner bait out of here, and you heard me talk about how this shows you new baits, but it reminds you of old baits. And this is a black fly lure spinner bait, but here's the deal. Check this out, guys. You ready for this? Chopper blades. And check it out. This is a chopper blade, so it's kind of a cross between, I don't know, like a willow and a Colorado. Very unique thump, very unique flash, signature different than a lot of spinner baits. If you're in Florida, I remember this thing being really hot. I like this a lot. Chopper blades. Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Nice.
Like it.
Remember the multi-bladed,
I don't know.
like the 3, 4, and 5-bladed spinner baits?
That had a little trend.
Yeah.
And that, we haven't heard
You
a
don't
lot
hear
about
about
that.
that.
Free blades disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I met somebody recently that was still talking about them for
Chopper
spotted
blades.
bass.
Crazy.
Spotted bass. Let's leave those unmentioned on the show.
No spots.
I got a lucky. It says John, but I think I should pronounce it because I'm here. John.
John.
It's shad. I don't know if this is that supposed to say box or
Monroe.
AOX?
ADX.
ADX.
Yeah.
Shad ADX. It reminds me. You remember those mega bass flap shads?
That's exactly what
it reminds me of one of those. Kind of a jerkbait, crankbait hybrid.
Tight wobble.
Yeah, probably great for this time
Right
of the
now
year.
it's cold, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, somewhere with threadfin. They're schooling up. It says meters, depth in meters. That's way over my head as far as
What's it say? How many?
0 to 2.3 meters. For all I know, that could be
a massive.
How many feet to a meter? How many meters to a foot?
Hey, I am not the guy to ask
that could be
about math.
27 feet to me. They need to do this in feet versus America.
It's a little over 3.
It also says
3
weight
feet.
in grams. We can't do that. Anyways, I like the look of this bait. It looks like it has some really nice hooks on it, and I think this time of the year, this is the kind of stuff you want
Very
to be throwing.
shady looking too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm about it.
Cool. Pete, what do you got?
I got the last, but man, this is what I'm using. Nothing else is working. Pete, go try to catch something with this. Yeah.
Catch.
This is a Ned bait, right? It's cool. Nobody liked this bait, right? I don't know why these guys like this bait.
Dude, sometimes the bait with the least action is the best bait.
I don't like it.
Dude.
Hey, Pete, I caught one of the most stubborn bed bass I've ever come across on that.
On this exact bait?
Ned rig. Yep.
Oh, there you go.
It's like a
Paraben
Shanko.
Pollard,
When I get desperate and they don't want to bite the jig or the power worm, I'll break out a Ned rig if I have to.
That's
Mini Dean.
It's kind of it's not
Hold
quite
on.
a crawl.
Mini D.
Paul, did you just get your first AKA tonight?
Mini D.
Mini D.
I mean, if that's not taking a shot at my height, okay.
No, it's not. It's saying the next Dean.
Mini Dean.
Another version of the Dean.
A future Pete Glusick.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mini Dean.
Okay.
Repeat.
Paul's first AKA.
Busting out the education.
Mine is falling out of the boat and taking a dip.
Right.
But,
And
two
two classics. Don't forget the two classics.
He
Come
called
on.
him
Three
repeat.
classics.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm fighting for you. Come on. Trying to.
Everybody forgot the Grand Lake Classic.
Yeah.
Everybody
That one didn't
remembers
happen.
the two, but the Grand Lake
The
Classic.
Grand one.
It was too cold. Everybody wants to forget
It was
about
very forgettable for me
That
too.
didn't happen. and it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't the first classic I paid attention to. So.
I think we can mark Mini Dean.
Mini
Mini Dean.
Oh yeah,
Mini
we're
Dean.
marking
I'll
that
take
one.
it. I'll take
It's his
it.
first
Hey,
AKA.
I got to appear on the Bass University one day.
All right.
One day.
Why don't you get that first classic win?
Guardrail classic.
Come
Black
see
cone
me.
'em, Dave.
Come
Guardrail
see me.
classic.
Way to cut my
Hey,
dreams
Paul,
in half.
I know a couple guys back in Charlotte trying to put together the Pond Master Classic. You might want to hit them up.
There you go.
Whoa.
Okay.
I don't know. I sent him a BTL all about pond fishing. He didn't even reply to me. He just read it and kept on moving.
Oh, jeez.
I was
He's too
too
good
busy
for it.
fishing,
Too
Jake.
good for it.
Sheesh,
He's
because
too
I
good
know
for it.
everything that you sent me.
Oh!
I'm kidding. I'm
Straight
kidding.
up.
Shots
I'm
at Matt
kidding.
Pangrak.
Hold on a second. Jake, what's BTL all about pond fishing?
It basically said go to Netcraft or the Netbait. Go on there and buy their kit for pond fishing. That's what it was all about.
Yeah.
Is there a commercial?
Like I said, everything I already
That's
know.
pretty generic.
Ain't hurting nobody.
It was fair enough.
No, I didn't say to hurt.
I
no.
tried to
That's
help Paul out.
Didn't know if Matt was trying to do some Bass University.
We do have it.
Frank Scalish.
Let me tell you this though. I will pump the Bass University bank fishing.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
pump that
Take
real
it to the
quick.
bank.
Take it to the bank. There's a great one on there.
Very good. Sound.
It's even got a catch line.
Yeah. Take it to the bank.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a good
So
one.
why not
Yeah.
take New Jersey's people champ of bass fishing on the bank and add him in? Throw the kid a bone.
You?
I'm no people's champion of bank fishing at all.
He could teach people
God.
more than I can. All I do is talk about freaking mindset and all this crap that doesn't actually exist. He can tell you about baits and stuff.
I
Classics.
see that. All right.
And spinning rods.
I do like.
Oh, Paul, don't get me started on spinning
No,
rods.
I'll get you into the spinning rods.
Oh, I'm more into spinning rods than I care to admit.
But Paul, you did bring up a bait style that I think would be a great seminar topic at Bass U, which is inline spinner. I think that's a good one.
honestly,
It's-
Mike, it's
yeah,
honestly
it's
do.
way
because
overlooked.
exactly because
Seriously.
it's so overlooked.
I agree.
When
I would
people
agree
look
with
at
that.
it, they only think of trout and panfish. But
I
I,
would
can't
agree,
tell
dude.
you how good I do in
Look,
spillways.
Pete's writing notes right now.
Yep,
Look at that.
Inline spinner.
We're gonna
You got
get
him
that
right
one.
note.
I got to find the right guy to give that seminar. Paul, what's your schedule looking like in January?
I'm not doing too much. I'm pretty available.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Where are we at on time? We good?
You know what else I spent doing over the holidays?
Shit, we got a
Dave?
lot ways
What's
to
that,
go.
buddy?
I watched I consumed rabidly everything on Bigfoot and aliens.
Whoa!
Heck yeah.
What?
Everything.
Are you converting?
Hold us.
Heck yeah.
Everything on.
Hold on.
Everything I
Jake,
could find
Jake,
on
can you-
on Netflix.
I want to freak you out with something. Pete, I want to freak you out with something. Jake, go to Google, type in Michelangelo's Final Judgment painting. Now listen to this. Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel painted
Michelangelo.
a mural called The Final Judgment. Thousands of people on there, right, being judged. At the bottom of that, this is new through the Sasquatch community. People have written about it, but it's just resurfacing. The bottom of that is a cave, 1,500, with a Sasquatch in it.
Oh.
It's got a Sasquatch in there?
So, Jake, and the painting, at the bottom of the cave, there's a green cave. In the bottom of the painting, there's a Squatch in there. And there's another horned creature in there with him.
Horned creature.
Horned.
That some think.
Sure, it's not a clitoris.
No, there's an actual Sasquatch in there, dude. Yeah. I know. Of course, you have to shit on.
No, I'm just saying it could be. It's horned.
If you can find, yeah, there it is. But if it's the
If
very
you can
bottom,
find it.
Yeah, it's tough. At the very bottom of the painting, there's a green cave. In the cave. So, yeah, people believe that there is a theory, Pete, that these creatures are fallen
Jesus,
angels,
this
that
is
they
turning Rogan.
move from dimension to dimension, and that they are the Nephilim,
Yeah.
and that they were hiding from final judgment.
The who?
Nephilim.
What is that?
The Nephilim was offspring.
How do you spell that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nephilim.
There's a zoom in of it.
Okay.
Put the full screen it.
Yeah.
that's
Let
it.
me see. Hold on. Pull back.
Full
Are
screen
you able
it.
to pull out a little
That's
bit?
it.
Hold on. No. It's clear. It's way clearer than that. There's
Looks
no.
like a moth.
Hang on. Let me come up.
A moth.
Looks like a moth.
This is turning into Joe Rogan.
I wish.
Brian wishes. Dave's got to get his readers. 51.
Look at the stance. Look at the stance.
He's hit a different dimension. All of a sudden, he's like found a gear.
He's in an old guy dimension.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah. He's psyched.
No,
He's
I watched everything on the some dude in Washington State's got a movie out where he's just cashed everything in and just he had a sighting and he's just chasing.
Oh, yeah. He's
chasing
all
it to
in
try
now.
to get it again. And
That's
the UFO thing is, that's
Well, I
that's
actually-
becoming.
I researched
I
some
think
of
there's
that.
there's a lot to that.
Yeah.
There's so much information available on that that it's not common knowledge, but it's almost people are accepting that.
I think so.
All right, this exists.
Yeah.
There's but we haven't been contacted. They're trying to develop methods for us to have first contact.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's actually already happened.
Yeah.
Didn't
I don't know.
the government come out and say there's some truth to some of it?
Yeah,
there's
they
something.
did. A lot.
Yeah.
I thought.
What's
they
that?
said
It's all
something.
aliens?
UFOs.
Yeah.
UFOs.
Yeah, they cop to that. They're like, yeah, aliens.
But it's all weird. Like you get all of these panels, and they're all retired guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All it seems like everybody
but
with
some
an
of that
agenda.
is
you
some
know?
of that is when you retire. I think you
have the freedom.
You have the freedom to
Yeah.
speak.
Statute
freely.
of limitations.
That's what they're
kind of
selling.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what they're selling at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you even look back and see if they were like actually employed or?
I think they were.
Yeah.
I think these were all actual
Yeah.
pilots and
I-
stuff.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
The pilots are really cool. You can hear the audio in real time. Where guys are
They're
seeing
freaking
stuff
out.
that doesn't make any sense, and they're like,
crazy. Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Strange.
It's got to be, dude.
Yeah.
There's billions
Hey, it's
and
too
billions
much going on
of
out there.
opportunities for life to exist.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got
I
to
agree
be
with
somewhere.
There's just too many. I mean, I feel like they don't even know.
Does
They
bass
always-
fishing exist on another
I
planet?
wonder.
They always talk about how we don't know nothing about the ocean, and it's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
There's a lot. You're
there's
right.
so much out there.
Yeah.
There's as many unknowns there as anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, did I tell you I caught a snakehead
Yeah, I seen your
a
video.
few weeks ago? Not a big one,
in
but
the,
like
in the Salem Canal.
Salem Canal.
Yeah.
And actually had a bigger one on.
Came
that
off?
Came off,
Ah.
flipping. But then I caught that one on a chatterbait, and it was just like
Yeah.
pound and a half or whatever, a small
Yeah.
one, but it was cool. I like that species, man.
Oh yeah, they're fun.
They're super
They're
fun.
They
Yeah.
they fight weird too.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
like-
Yeah,
What we
they,
got-
have, they have a different fight
Yeah.
to them.
What we got
Their
going
whole
on up
body
there?
shakes.
Yeah. All right, guys. What do
What's
you got?
what's this creature?
All right, Dave, give it to me.
The heck?
All right, can't hear you.
That's the squatch to the left. It's absolutely the Patterson Gimlin squatch.
Can you blow it up?
Yeah, hold on a second. I got it.
I can't see crap.
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, 100%. I see it to the left.
That's in a 700-year-old painting that's in Italy.
He's got his arm bent. I see it.
And that's the horned one next to it to the right. It's much that's not a great picture of it. There's better ones out there that
Yeah.
are much clearer, but Jake did a great job finding it. But
Hell
the
yeah.
squatch is to the left.
I don't
and
see it.
then-
I had it and I
I
lost
see it. I see it.
Like I said, the theory is that
Oh.
I see it. So how?
I'm
old's
very
this painting?
intrigued. What's the theory?
1500. The theory is that
1500s.
that right there is a depiction of the Nephilim hiding from final judgment in caves.
Huh.
That's what's being floated about.
So they think that there's some sort of back then they believe there's some sort of Christianity tie with Sasquatch.
I mean that's what Angelo painted.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean that's first time I saw this. I've heard about it. First time I saw it was a couple weeks ago.
Interesting.
I sent it to Kumar, but never got a response back. What he thought about it. Yeah, it's interesting. 700-year-old picture, and there's clearly what everyone describes that they see in the woods and
Yeah.
inside the cave.
I can see that.
Hiding.
Yeah.
There's also another picture above that of someone holding just someone's skin, as if the skin was peeled off them, and that's a whole other thing about the Skinwalker Ranch. If you want to go down Skinwalker Ranch, that's a neat one to go down.
Wendigos.
I've heard of that.
Interesting stuff going on there, dude.
Skinwalker.
They believe that
Where's that?
absolutely Skinwalker Ranch. I believe it's in it's either Nevada or Utah. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But they believe that's a massive portal. Because
To where?
The theory now is that UFOs aren't coming from galaxies far away. The whole battlefront now is dimensions within our own within our own existence. Think about it right now in front of your face. How many AM and FM channels, Wi-Fi signals? You could play an entire video in front of your face. There's just go back to AM radio though. How many frequencies are in your face right now that you can't see? Right? Dimension's a matter of perspective. This is what people are saying. I mean, obviously, I'm no friggin', you know what I mean? But they think they're just jumping over.
Well, and one of the points that they were making is the speed of light isn't fast enough to travel. So there needs to be needs to be a different method of moving,
Right.
because you can't. it just would take too long.
So I was just listening to a physicist last week talking with George Knapp, and they said he said there's nothing faster than the speed of light. If it were, it would be in another dimension. That they have nothing faster than the speed of light.
Yep. That's what they're talking about. Who knows?
Yeah, I love it.
Very interesting. Very
We
interesting.
know.
Are we living in a simulation?
I've heard it now. I went
Ryan
down.
says yes since MLF launched.
So
I mean, MLF, Guggen Squad, everything kind of all happened at the same time.
So
right?
if you are
things
gonna,
shifted,
if
things
you're
there was a
gonna look into it,
change.
Archaics is probably the best. The guy has a YouTube channel. It's called Archaics. He's a former inmate. He was locked up for a long time. Did a lot of reading, and you can watch it and go down the path yourself. I left it because he was not like completely religious, but I saw where his things were leading away the path that I'm trying to lead toward.
Interesting.
You know, and his theory on it's the best. He calls it the simulacrum, and he says that you can change and you can mold and ply the simulacrum to fit your destiny.
Dude,
but you
Jeff
have to,
from BU, like I got a whole hour and a half on that from him when I showed up before you guys at the iCast. Like he's totally sold on this mindset of willing your future to happen. Have you ever heard all that?
But you have to step in that direction. You can't just will it, and you have to say it out loud.
He lived it.
Yeah,
and every day.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense what he was talking about.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear him talk because he's been through so many near-death experiences.
And near failure and bankruptcy and all of the above.
Yeah, he's died so many times,
I really think that if everyone in here,
he's had injuries and he's had eruptions of his internal his GI tract, and he's been on the cusp of not being here a lot. So it's really he has a perspective on life which is really good, and positive, and it's unique,
Like what interests you in this whole conspiracy realm? People dial into the show to hear your take and your likes. What do you find interesting?
I'm interested in it because I like the fact that you always talk about everyone buying into the norm, and I like questioning. I've always been someone that's questioned things, so that's my interest. You know what I mean?
Do you remember?
Because there's different. I think everything's not black and white. I think there's gray.
Does that just pop out of a different dimension?
Yeah, it did.
Is that a moth?
It's like a
I'm
baby
not sure I
bat.
said that painting looked like a moth not too long ago. That is weird.
But I've been sending Brian as much as I can find. Like when we had Jay on, Jay said we're being lied to about everything.
Yeah.
I've been sending to Brian as much as I can scripts from Ukraine where they're filming scenes.
Yeah.
Where they're actually filming bombings and they're filming movie scenes of people who are acting like they've been gassed, and there's people with hidden cameras, but you don't see the actual camera crew with boom mics while this soldier's
oh my God,
it's
Is
bad.
that true?
Man. I'll start sending you to
I
stuff
need
if you
to see
want.
that. I didn't know that.
Open up a Telegram account. It's all over.
All right, I might. I don't know. But here's the thing I wanted to say real quick.
We need a name for Jake real quick. What's the name for Jake?
I thought it was Chalk Demon.
All right.
No?
I'm happy.
He's pretty Caucasian.
I can tell you this. I'm very, very excited that I got to win my Classic and Angler of the Year before the portal was opened. So that was all real.
So it was real.
Right.
Right.
I mean, if anyone doesn't know what Brian's mentioning, so there's this in Switzerland. There's something called the Hadron Collider. It opened up. Hadron. Just go to YouTube and look at the opening ceremony. You don't have to be a religious scholar to see how demonic the opening ceremony was.
To them opening.
To them starting this particle beam that they call the God
particle. Yeah.
It's basically a rifle a rifle barrel.
Right.
Where they're trying to split an atom.
Yeah.
And they think the theory. My side of it says that they're trying to open a portal to hell to shuttle demons through.
Huh.
And it gets deep. But
Is
but just look at the YouTube video and see how hellish it is, dude, when they brought
the
this thing
opening
back
ceremony.
in. Oh my God,
So
it's
is
gross.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Is the
Yeah,
movie?
I've seen it.
The movie Stranger
ridiculous.
Things. Did they base the movie off of of that?
No, that
They
was
did not?
no, that was based off of remote viewing. So in the 60s, we learned that the Russians were using something called remote viewing. When you see 11 in the dark space inside of water deprivation tank to insert herself into conversations.
Yeah.
That was something that the Russians started doing, and we started doing it just to counter the Russians. We learned that they were doing it to try to get into our meeting rooms to hear what we were saying.
Did it work?
So it's a real project. It went on for, millions of dollars were spent, and it went on for 30-something years. So, I mean, there's Ed Dames is probably if you want to have for a resource for people, Ed Dames is who you want to look up on YouTube. He was a major in the Army, and he talks about it. It's interesting. That project's, they're all kind of connected, right? So you have I forget what what remote viewing was called, the name of the project, but they all kind of piggyback. They were all made around the same time of the Philadelphia experiment, which happened. Any of you anglers, this has a fishing tie. The Philadelphia experiment was conducted within 100 yards of White Rock at the mouth of the Schuylkill in the Philadelphia shipyard.
Whoa!
Right? They were able to.
Is that true?
They were able to disappear the USS Eldridge. Whoa. If you believe it happened, right? Now, that was happening at the same time remote viewing was going on. At the same time, the Montauk project was going on. Now, Montauk was amazing. Montauk
was there
is
a movie made out of the Philadelphia project?
It was called the Philadelphia Experiment. They made like a love movie, but one of the guys who was there said that they got the beginning and the end right to it. But supposedly, a couple guys jumped off the ship during the Philadelphia Experiment when they were disappearing the ship and landed in the Montauk project 10 years in the future.
What?
Yes, and the Montauk, what that was they learned that they figured out how to send radio waves out to change people's behavior. That's all that was, and they said that you can't send a constant blast out because the brain knows how to adjust, so they burst it. And they think that's how they're controlling people's minds. That's how we are allowing what's going on right now.
Yeah.
They it's also called mass psychosis, but like they think the theory is that this project is what creates the bubble over us to allow the things that are going wrong. We're sending billions to Ukraine when we have our own border to protect their border, while our border and our homeless and our people are starving.
Yeah.
And yet, that whole Ukraine's just a circle of money going back to them. But point is, what you were saying,
what's funny, Dave?
Remote viewing.
Like, none of that is, like, talk to anybody that's not dialed into the stuff, the pages you follow.
Yeah.
They don't know any of that.
No, I know.
They don't know, about
by design.
Yeah.
By design.
It's just
but
anyhow.
remote viewing, like I said, Ed Dames, I'll give you the resources.
The only thing more miserable than fishing in New Jersey is following politics. More bleak and miserable.
But if you,
we talked about that like that statement for like an hour today.
Yeah.
A singular statement.
Bleak.
What is more miserable? And we came up with that both.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're pretty even.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Well, because if you follow politics, like you're not following you're following a script. You're not following any truth. You're caught up in the little matrix that they're creating where, one side points at the other. And, it's just, there's no point in following because these people are controlled by global. Do you think for a second a guy with billions of dollars of interest are going to let a bunch of dumb sheep determine who runs a country? People that won't even get off their ass to go. Do you think they would accept the terms of life the way we accept them, being told what we can and can't do? They don't do that.
Right.
They're not going to allow us to determine who runs a country.
Right.
At what point do you think that they said we're going to do this, the way that we said we're going to do this, and they changed that? Or do you think that the whole time it was just, let's let these people think that?
Probably from the beginning.
You think so?
I mean, people have been stupid forever.
Yeah.
Paul, how many doors did Paul Revere knock on and they closed it on him?
Yeah.
Only a third of the American settlers fought against the English. 2/3 sat it out.
Yeah.
And got to ride the wave in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's always been like that or not. I don't know. I'd like to try to give people, if anyone cares, I like to try to give some resources to some of this stuff.
Right.
And just so that people can see and use their own discernment, and go from there.
Just never.
Yeah.
It's tough. A lot of stuff I watched, man, you just red flag that stuff like crazy. Like, oh my God, this is just, it's so hard to, it's just so unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, because they're using the same cast of characters. And, you know, they're not. Yeah, it's rough. So my opinion hasn't changed since I watched anything. You know, because it's just you just write it off. You just can't. You know, it's just red flag after red flag for me.
Yeah,
but it's interesting to talk about.
Turn the main news off because there's nothing true coming from there at all. Period.
I get everything from TikTok.
TikTok? No, let me tell you something.
Yo, TikTok. Yo.
TikTok is
TikTok
Wild
is
West.
on the front line of spreading truth.
Yep.
It's on the front line. I would say TikTok, Telegram, Truth Social,
Paul,
and
you
now
on
Twitter's
TikTok?
coming back.
I am not on TikTok.
You should get on TikTok.
You should not.
Think about it.
TikTok's where
Do
it's
some
at.
of them TikTok
Pete,
dances.
damn it.
heck no.
Another thing. This is another prime example of,
Pete on
of, the,
TikTok?
of the rift. Yeah.
Pete
it
on
makes
TikTok.
no sense.
Why?
It's not all kids dancing
I was the
anymore.
first. I was the first
It's
one.
not
on,
just kids dancing anymore.
It's not the
dude.
point.
It never
Pete
was.
lot
the
of
first
truth
one
on
on
there.
TikTok.
There's a lot of truth on there.
I
bet
get
that's
it,
all-
but it's
I
the,
bet
it's,
that's
the,
all
it's,
it'd be on
the,
Brian
it's
and
the
I's.
format of it and how it just draws people in.
Yeah, it's all about
And if you-
endorphins and
it's just fucking who has
it's
the time?
satiating that way.
What about the boobies?
Well, they always-
Peter?
I don't know how, but they somehow pop on my feet. I don't know how that
algorithm.
Yo, boobies.
The algorithm.
You'll be beating them boobies off with both hands. You know what I mean?
Yo, boobies.
All right. I want to thank everybody for doing the like and share contest tonight for the Elite Box, and we're going to pick a winner at random. Is that correct, Jake? Okay.
Pass.
We're going to pick a winner at random tonight for this box. Thank you for liking and sharing it. Jake, who we got tonight? Give us one.
The box winner is
Illuminati.
Lumani. Rob Parag.
Rob Parag.
Rob Parag.
Yo, Rob.
That's a familiar name. Who's
Yeah.
Oh, he lives in like New Hampshire.
Rob Parag from New Hampshire.
I see the name
You are a
around.
winner tonight, Rob. Happy Thanksgiving.
Robbie.
Congrats on the Elite Box. It's loaded. It's pretty heavy.
Did we open that one?
No, we're not opening this one. This
What?
is Rob. Nah, this is Rob.
You got robbed.
This is Rob's. We're not going to open
You got
Rob's
robbed.
box.
Oh, Robin,
Old
Rob.
Robbie Parak.
But we're not going to put in special treats?
We could.
Brian's freshly cleaned chicken bones.
What, like sinkers?
Yeah.
Brian's
Rob?
pubes are going to go in there.
Stop it.
Brian's mummified chicken wings.
Brian's mummified wang.
He's about to mute all your mics.
That's right.
No, you know what? Speaking of mummified wangs.
So you guys went to Venice, right?
No, let me just tell you this. The craziest thing is, so, like, I was typing in, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, gifts.
On now.
So I'm like, man, I got, like, my father-in-law, I got my uncle. I'm like, like
Dave.
Christmas gifts. I'm like, both those guys have everything there is. So I'm like, gifts for guys for Christmas. So I do it the Google machine, Christmas gifts for guys 2022. And, like, this different sources come up. And I
Fleshlight.
see, wait a minute, it's coming. So I see one come up from GQ. GQ's men's Christmas gift guide. I'm like, GQ, yeah, I like that magazine. That's cool.
Why?
Click on this, John. So listen, just hold on. So it's like 20, 30 things, whatever. I click on it, and there's the Fleshlight is on there, but it's all modernized. Dude, it's literally like it like looks like a pipe fitting. It's like not even. It's like just this little round thing. But then the next thing that popped up, there was 3 sex toys on there for men. The one was the Fleshlight, but it's just like a pipe fitting. It's not even like a sleeve. I'm just telling you. Let me just tell you. I saw this.
Right.
The next thing was prostate massager.
Oh.
Now I heard that's the front line.
I don't know. And then the last thing, which I thought was the best one, was
mustache
moldable pleasure something, like to where they send you the whole kit to where you mold your own and then re-gift it to your spouse or your significant
you
other.
immortalize
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You stick it in a dryer.
You make it a trophy.
It's literally like what Biz Bates is doing with plastics. It's the same thing.
No, you make one with a suction cup and you stick it on your window
Damn
or something.
right.
You could do
It's
that.
just always
Or your
there.
buddy's window.
Or
Yeah,
your-
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I was like, huh.
At what point did we go to after hours?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're already there.
We're close.
So how much? So how much did you spend?
I didn't spend anything from that side. I thought about Uncle Don and Roy, and I was like, yeah, they're not.
They
in
don't
any
fit
of
the
those
mold.
three. They're not in any of those. Yeah. But Brian Carpenter, let's wrap the show up. I think it was a great show. What do you think?
All
right, Paul. I think it was a good show. I think it was a good show. Listen, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. This was a really, really good show. This was the Thanksgiving special.
Yeah, Venice was awesome.
Yes, Venice was awesome. Of course, 2 great guests tonight. Lou, thank you for joining us in the studio,
man.
dude. It was
a
awesome
blast.
having you
I had a
here.
ball.
It was way better than on Zoom or the
I
phone.
agree. Absolutely.
Also, shout out to Bobby for joining us. Bobby's always great.
Lou, wasn't this better than all them other podcasts?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know that one.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Beer and aliens and Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Fleshlights.
Yeah.
Flashlights, yeah.
Yeah.
Flashlights.
Want to thank our in-studio
fishing.
guests, Pete Glusick, Dave Brodzik, Paul, Jake, Brian. Thank you, guys. And thank you for watching tonight. Eagles tomorrow. You care?
Yeah.
No.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Go
9-1. Best in the NFL. Come on.
All right. We're going to
Fun.
send you out tonight. We're going to send you out. Paul, I want you to watch this. We're going to send you out to some amazing fish slapping footage from our Venice trip. Brian Carpenter, take us out. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night. Bye. Bye.
Good night.
Love you, John. Love you.
Slap away, bro.
All right, let's roll. Next point.
Oh my God, if you would have double legged him off the boat.